I can see intelligence from the future. But it only works with wealthy women. How should I use it? I'm just a common worker with a monthly salary of 3,000 yuan. Yet my girlfriend said I'm a good man. Then she turned around and left me for a wealthy tycoon. My heart is breaking, but there is nothing I can do. It would be so great if I could live off a rich woman too. Ding. Host detected with an innate weak stomach. Delicious soft rice system successfully linked. We'll release future intelligence about wealthy women every day. Rely on this information to enjoy the soft rice life. Earn 100 million in cash and a villa in Shanghai. Completion will grant the system's final mysterious gift package. Now, starting the first system mission. The beautiful mother of the campus belle, Shen Hongmei. She drank too much at a business dinner tonight. She will be drunk and collapse on a long bench. A predator will try to take advantage and take her away. Hosts, please go to Qingfeng Park immediately. Rescue Shen Hongmei. Mission reward, God-level memory. Watching the lines of text constantly appearing before my eyes. I'm completely stunned. What on earth is this? Dog-headed system, is it finally my turn this time? And what kind of crazy delicious soft rice system is this? And this first system mission makes me clench my fists in excitement. I can do a good deed and enhance my physical attributes at the same time. It really kills two birds with one stone. Without any hesitation, I immediately took a taxi to Qingfeng Park. I frantically searched for 2.5 laps. Finally, in a corner of Qingfeng Park, I found the target. A fair-skinned lady was resting on a bench. Her stockings and high heels were very striking. Her face was covered in a bright red flush from the alcohol. And right then, a middle-aged man in a neat suit was approaching her in a daze. Beautiful lady, want to find a place to have a drink? Go home and find your own mother. Shen Hongmei has a very fierce personality. The man wasn't even angry. Beautiful lady, I see you're very drunk. Come home with me. My place has a place for you to rest. The man saw how drunk Shen Hongmei was and knew his opportunity had arrived. If he could take this corpse home, he'd probably need 10 bottles of stamina pills tonight. I saw the situation was bad and immediately strode forward. You bastard! What are you trying to do to my sister? Get out of my sight within 3 seconds right now, or I'll call the police, I shouted while running, cracking my knuckles loudly. The man saw someone suddenly rushing over. Being a predator, he was startled and immediately fled in panic. But he didn't go far. He clearly suspected I was just bluffing. If we didn't know each other, he'd be missing out big time. I brandished my fists and walked right up to Shen Hongmei. I looked down. A deep attraction hit me. Shen Hongmei couldn't open her eyes, but she felt someone approaching. She started swearing again, Auntie Shen. It's me, Li Jian. I'm your daughter's classmate. Do you remember me? Hearing daughter's classmate, Shen Hongmei became a bit more lucid. Is it Xiaoyan? Come here, sit down next to me. Have a few more drinks with me. Shen Hongmei is 1.83 meters tall, her face now flushed red like jade. She looked incredibly gorgeous and mature. I looked at those long, snow-white legs and couldn't help but swallow hard. She's already a 42-year-old woman, but how is she still so fair? I leaned down slightly. Auntie Shen, you're too drunk. Shen Hongmei's eyes were blurry, and she acted a bit coy. No, I'm fine. I'm not drunk. Hubby. Hearing Shen Hongmei call out for her husband. I immediately felt extremely flustered, because I know full well that Shen Hongmei's husband passed away in an accident long ago. Is a widow's life really that difficult? While I was still dazed, Shen Hongmei suddenly pulled me into an embrace, planted a passionate kiss on my lips, before I could even process what was happening. My first kiss was already gone, her long legs in nude silk stockings, wrapped tightly around me. Clearly, in her drunken stupor, Shen Hongmei mistook me for her late husband. What the heck, Auntie? Please don't do this. I'm not that kind of person. Shush, dear hubby. Kiss me, Shen Hongmei kept mumbling, but her lips never stopped moving. It felt more and more surreal. But feeling the warmth right in front of me, I thought, Auntie, your judgment of people is spot on. I'm not pretending anymore. I am exactly that kind of person. Meanwhile, the middle-aged man hiding in the shadows. His eyes were about to pop out in shock. He didn't expect a model like Lady, and a young man who looked only 20 to be kissing so passionately, with her legs even wrapped around his waist. The more he watched, the more annoyed he felt. He slunk away with a face full of misery. After 10 long minutes, Shen Hongmei finally pushed me away in a panic. Who are you? Shen Hongmei's eyes were full of confusion. I awkwardly wiped the lipstick off my face. Auntie Shen, I'm Shu Qianqian's college classmate. You're very drunk. Where you live? Let me take you home. Oh, it's Li Jian. Why is your mouth so red? Shen Hongmei's personality is fiercer than anyone else's. Curses are always at the tip of her tongue, but in front of her daughter's classmate, she instinctively maintained a polite and civilized demeanor. And not drunk. Come and drink more with me. Auntie Shen, you should go rest. I could even rent a room nearby for you. But what I didn't expect was, Shen Hongmei grabbed my hand and burst into tears. You men are all bastards. All you do in business is try to get me drunk. And just a weak woman struggling in society. It's truly so unfair. Xiaoyan, have a few more drinks with me. Then she grabbed my hand and stood up abruptly. Seeing how heartbroken Shen Hongmei looked, I knew if I didn't go with her, she would just go and keep drinking on her own. Wouldn't the system mission be ruined then? All right, Auntie Shen, I'll drink a bit more with you. After walking out of the park, Shen Hongmei pulled me into a bar. We found a quiet corner and sat down. Li Jian, have you ever drunk before? Seeing that Shen Hongmei seemed a bit more sober and was no longer calling me hubby repeatedly, I breathed a small sigh of relief. I had a little. How can a boy not know how to drink? Come, Shen Hongmei poured a full glass and placed it in front of me. I stared at it. At the glass of mystery brand alcohol in front of me. Hesitated for a moment, then brought it to my lips. A glass of liquor went down my throat, with my poor alcohol tolerance. Choked and coughed violently twice. Li Jian, you don't even know how to drink. I bet you've never even been in a relationship, have you? Hearing this, I suddenly fell silent, because I truly didn't know. If being a human ATM who never even got to hold a hand counted as being in a relationship. No way. Have you really never loved anyone? Does that mean you don't even know how to kiss? Shen Hongmei crossed her left leg over her right. Let me teach you some experience, so you'll know what to do when you have a girlfriend. Kissing is the intertwining of two tongues. Shen Hongmei was clearly very drunk. Her words were completely uninhibited. I felt a bit dazed. Shen Hongmei gently took my hand. Looking at you, it's clear you don't understand yet. Come here, sit on my lap. Let me teach you how to kiss properly. I felt more and more like I was dreaming. The liquor Shen Hongmei ordered was a very strong, high-proof spirit, with just that one glass I downed earlier, for someone with low tolerance like me. My mind was already beginning to fog over. The lights in the bar were very dim, added to the loud and boisterous music. This corner was secluded and hidden from view, so no one was paying attention to our side. After sitting on Shen Hongmei's lap, Shen Hongmei gently embraced me, as if she were cradling a child. The Shen Hongmei of this moment no longer knew exactly what she was doing. Ever since the day her husband died, her soul had always endured a deep repression. At this moment, she seemed unable to control herself any longer. As the owner of several small companies, Shen Hongmei naturally couldn't avoid business dinners. But no matter how high your tolerance, you can't stand drinking like this forever. Those damn bastards. They target me all day long. And that god-forsaken Wan Yunjin, using his position as a big boss to force me to drink. Those animals, I'll never let them have their way. Shen Hongmei, in her drunken state, was venting all the pent-up frustrations in her heart. I also dimly realized that being a woman in business is truly not easy. Especially for a top-tier lady like Shen Hongmei. There must be many people leering at her. Students like you are still better, both innocent and naive about the world. Shen Hongmei talked a lot. Today she really was far too drunk. Li Jian, did you remember everything I just taught you? When you have a girlfriend later, you must perform well. With that, she poured another glass of liquor into my mouth. Then she dizzily led me to the checkout counter. The waiter looked at me with eyes full of envy. This kid really doesn't want to work a single day in his life. After settling everything, Shen Hongmei could barely even stand anymore. Just as we stepped outside, Shen Hongmei suddenly slipped and fell to the ground. This action startled me. Intoxication began to take over my brain, but I still maintained a shred of sobriety. I tried to reach out and pull Shen Hongmei up. However, she pulled me down to sit on the ground with her. With her 1.83 meter height and her seductive, full pear-shaped figure, I truly felt quite embarrassed. Even though I was holding Shen Hongmei in her drunken state, I still instinctively maintained an absolute respect for her. Auntie Shen, wake up. I can't carry you. Let's go to a hotel. Let me help you walk. Shen Hongmei seemed to have heard my words. She gained enough consciousness for me to help her toward by hotel. Excuse me, are there any rooms available? Right now, only deluxe double rooms are left. I thought to myself, this receptionist is very sensible. Then I showed the digital ID on my phone, completed the payment, and took the room card. I felt Shen Hongmei getting heavier and heavier on my shoulder. She seemed to have fallen asleep. Auntie Shen, wake up. We're almost there. I tried to nudge Shen Hongmei awake. When the elevator reached the third floor, Shen Hongmei was completely sound asleep. I took a gamble and carried Shen Hongmei on my back straight to the room. Carrying a woman who's 1 meter 83 tall on your back is truly a very exhausting task. However, the feel of the soft silk stockings on my hands seemed to give me a boost of magical strength. It helped me carry Shen Hongmei all the way into the room and gently lay her down on the bed. I turned on the AC and locked the door tight. I planned to get a good night's sleep. Someone who rarely drinks like me couldn't hold on any longer. But I just didn't know if the system information at midnight would be updated or not. Despite being drunk, I was still constantly thinking about this, because this was directly related to my prospects and my bright future ahead. After lying down on the bed, I leaned over to look at Shen Hongmei lying next to me. How could this skin be so white? So many times whiter than Xu Qianqian's. Xu Qianqian really didn't inherit any of her mother's good traits at all. Auntie Shen is still the most beautiful. Even lying down, her figure is incredibly hot. I drunkenly gaze at the beautiful sight before me. An unprecedented feeling of arousal suddenly welled up inside me. Suddenly, Shen Hongmei rolled over on top of me, her red lips. Immediately pressed a kiss onto my lips. Shen Hongmei's actions became frantic, hubby. Waking up early the next morning, I felt an unprecedented level of exhaustion. Fragments of memory began to flood back into my mind. I used to see people online saying you can't do anything when drunk. But now it seems that's all just a big lie. I actually went at it 7 times last night. Thinking about this made me feel even more worn out. Shen Hongmei was still sleeping very soundly. That fair and delicate face showed a few faint traces of time, but it still exuded the mature charm of a lady. I suddenly remembered the future intelligence. Used my thoughts to open the system interface. Mission reward, superhuman memory. I can click to claim the reward now. Clicked claim. I silently said the command, use. In the very next moment, I felt my body undergoing subtle and miraculous changes. Then I looked at today's system intelligence report. Go to the lottery shop on Homxing Road and buy this scratcher. I can win a 2,000 yuan prize. Shen Hongmei will wake up in 5 minutes. I need to replenish a lot of protein. Su Qianqian and Liu Jingxing went to a hotel last night. Paid for with Liu Jingxing's online loan money. Liu Jingxing, due to too many female hormone injections, lasted only a brief 30 seconds. Then he and Su Qianqian started, cursing me for being a penniless loser, who could never get ahead or amount to anything in life. This time the system updated 5 new pieces of news, making me clench my fists in excitement. I've got 2,000 yuan in the bag. This scratch-off ticket is basically a guaranteed payout for me, confirming that my intelligence can be updated every day from now on. A wave of exhilaration flooded my mind. I have to rely on missions and system info to earn 100 million and a villa. Only then can I receive the final reward, although this is very difficult. As long as I try my best. Living the soft rice life is definitely possible, but soon I had a headache because the next problem. Shen Hongmei is about to wake up. Will she think I took advantage of her? She drank so much yesterday. Will she have temporary amnesia? With an extremely anxious mood, Shen Hongmei's long, narrow, beautiful eyes slowly opened, after seeing me lying right in front of her. In those eyes with long, curved lashes, a flash of confusion and bewilderment appeared. Li Jian, isn't this my daughter's college classmate? How could I be sleeping with him like this? Auntie Shen. Last night, when I was passing through Qingfeng Park, I saw that you were far too drunk. Scattered fragments of memory began to return to her mind. Shen Hongmei also remembered everything. That after the business dinner ended, she truly felt very distressed in her heart, so she wanted to take a walk in the park to relax. Then she even dragged Li Jian along to drink with her, even taught him how to kiss. And after that, while I was anxiously explaining to Shen Hongmei the whole story of what had happened, Shen Hongmei just calmly hummed, I know. First, put my stockings down. She picked up the high heels at the head of the bed. Shen Hongmei opened her foldable phone, showed quite a few missed calls. Current business climate for major companies isn't great. Many entrepreneurs are going bankrupt one after another. However, Shen Hongmei, thanks to her excellent vision and personal ability, has steered and managed her companies to develop very smoothly. She is considering doing so this year, proceed with merging all her companies together. Usually, she has far too much work to handle. I felt a bit embarrassed. I once thought Shen Hongmei would break down, or even thought she might call the police. But I never expected her to be this calm, as if nothing major had ever happened. After putting Shen Hongmei's stockings down, I picked up another nude-colored silk stocking and handed it to Shen Hongmei. Li Jian, Go out and buy me a pack of emergency medicine. The morning after pill kind. Don't buy the wrong one. I nodded in agreement. But I felt a bit disappointed in my heart. It seems like she really just sees me as a child. After getting all ready, I went into the bathroom to quickly wash my face. Just as I was about to walk out the door, Shen Hongmei called out again, Li Jian. These stockings of mine are torn. Buy me a new pair as well. Yes, I understand. A while later, Shen Hongmei looked down at the mess on the bed sheets. Young people really are energetic, but now is not the time to think about such things. She opened WeChat and started reading reports from her subordinates. Then she proceeded to organize her work very methodically. Stepping out of the hotel, I saw an old woman selling tea eggs. I went over and bought 7 eggs all at once. Young man, 7 eggs. Can you eat them all? The old woman looked at me with a face full of doubt. I just gave a gentle smile. To live off soft rice, my body has to be very healthy. I ate while walking along the road toward the farm. Next, I stopped at a supermarket to buy a new pair of stockings. Stockings are indeed a key item for a woman's charm. I couldn't help but remember what happened last night. It really was such a wild night. That person was actually the mother of my ex, Xu Qianxian. I truly felt as though I had just experienced a dream. Looking at it from a certain perspective, if Xu Qianxian meets me later, what should she call me? Not until I returned to the hotel room did I finally rein in my wandering thoughts. I knocked on the door, Auntie Shen. I'm back. Soon, the sound of walking in high heels could be heard. Now I suddenly remembered the initial events. I felt extremely embarrassed in my heart. However, subsequent reality has proven that I am actually a dragon among men. The door quickly opened. Because the old stockings were torn and ruined, Shen Hongmei was now barefoot. Those long, fair, and full legs left me dazed for a while. Auntie Shen, I bought the things for you. Here are the stockings. Thank you, Li Jian. She sat down on the sofa. Shen Hongmei gently took her high heels off, didn't even bother to avoid me, and just like that, in front of me, slid the new stockings onto her gorgeous long legs. After putting her heels back on, she unscrewed the cap of a hotel mineral water bottle and took a few sips of water. Li Jian, don't take what happened last night to heart. It was just an unintended accident. You don't need to carry any psychological burden. Just act as if nothing ever happened. Looking at Shen Hongmei with such a powerful inner strength, I also felt her aura, truly worthy of that 1.83 meter height. After setting that matter aside so gently, Shen Hongmei continued, Xiaoyan, it must be very hard for new graduates to find jobs these days, right? I replied softly. Yes, it's actually very difficult to find. There are so many graduates now that they aren't worth much. Graduating is basically synonymous with being unemployed. I've sent out many resumes but haven't heard a thing. Shen Hongmei thought for a moment, then stood up. Then let's add each other on WeChat first. We'll get in touch again tonight. Deep down, Shen Hongmei was actually very grateful. If Li Jian hadn't saved her last night, she would have been taken advantage of by those disgusting men. I held up my phone to scan the QR code and add her. Watching Shen Hongmei's back as she left while talking on the phone, I sat down tiredly on the sofa. Is this the power of a successful lady? She really is incredibly powerful. Right at this moment, I accidentally saw the old stockings in the trash can. The trash can was full of bits of toilet paper, and the torn stockings were lying right on top. The tears in the thin fabric were very prominent. Things like this shouldn't just be thrown away carelessly. What if the room service staff decided to secretly take them and sell them? I decided to nip that thought in the bud, so I reluctantly picked up those stockings and tucked them into my pocket. Walking down the street, I felt my legs were gradually regaining their strength. Young men should indeed be around mature ladies. In my heart, I had also clearly decided. Whenever Shen Hongmei takes the initiative to contact me, I will try to suggest making a move on her. Because if I don't take the initiative, I'm afraid I won't have the chance to enjoy this soft rice. After thinking for a while, I felt that the most urgent thing now was still to go and collect that insurance money. For someone with less than 3,800 yuan in their card like me, this 2,000 yuan amount is actually extremely important. Boss, how much for these scratch-offs? This kind is 20 yuan, and this one is 30 yuan. This is 50 yuan. Give me 10 of the 20 yuan ones. I immediately bought 10 scratch-off tickets, wanting to try my luck. As it turned out, I wasn't in a hurry to scratch them, but paid first instead. In the end, the 10 scratch cards brought in a total of 2,100 yuan, a huge profit. The owner was beyond excited. What's this? Young man, your luck is absolutely insane. Let me film a Douyin video. After cooperating with the owner to film a video without showing my face, the owner cashed out my prize money. Looking at the money that had arrived in my account, I finally felt much more at peace. I walked back to my rented room, lost in thought. Even if this intel didn't give me anything else, Winning 2,000 yuan in the lottery every day would still amount to over 700,000 in a year. Buying a luxury Mercedes E300 would still leave me with 200,000 yuan to spare. Around 5 p.m., a WeChat message arrived. It was a notification that Shen Hongmei had accepted my friend request, and she also sent a voice message. Li Jian, are you free tonight? I have something to talk to you about. Let's go grab dinner together. At that exact moment, the system issued a new mission. New mission, accept Shen Hongmei's invitation. Reward, physical enhancement, obtain golden kidneys. Seeing this reward, I immediately perked up. Maintaining a strong body is usually very difficult, but the system is offering this directly. As a mission reward, then I definitely have to agree. Yes, I can. Aunt Shen. I know people from the 80s generation love sending voice messages, so I also used a voice message to reply to Shen Hongmei. Afterwards, Shen Hongmei sent back a smiley face emoji, and then there was no further response. Looking at that smiley face, I always feel like I'm being scolded. But when a 42-year-old lady sends an emoji like that, it's really just a simple, genuine smile. After 7 p.m., I received a video call from Shen Hongmei. Li Jian, come to Lajuan Hot Pot. I've already sent you the location. I scanned a shared bike and rushed straight to Lajuan Hot Pot. From a distance, I saw Shen Hongmei sitting there, and at that moment, the system's mission reward was issued. I immediately used the physical enhancement feature, and instantly, I felt my body become much more toned. Touching my stomach, I could even feel defined muscles. Damn, that's incredible. After walking over to Shen Hongmei, beside her was another woman who looked completely wasted. Perhaps because of the alcohol, this woman looked exceptionally gorgeous. Aunt Shen called out, Xiao Yan, let me introduce you. This is Aunt Lai Fei Fei. She owns over a dozen apartments just for rent. Damn, owning over a dozen properties in Shanghai. This is a genuine rich lady. As expected, a rich lady's friends are all rich ladies too. This is what a real Shanghai lady looks like. Hello, Auntie, I'm Li Jian. Your Aunt Shen specifically asked me to find a job for you. Furthermore, I'm also your landlord. As she spoke, she picked up her wine glass and took another sip. Stop drinking, you drunkard. You get wasted every single day. Shen Hongmei's voice was full of helplessness. What can I do? I don't have a man. My ex-husband was a useless piece of junk. It's very lonely, you know. Saying that, she grabbed Shen Hongmei's hand. Hongmei, tell the truth. Is this kid Li Jian your boyfriend? You're really living the life now. Is it because of Li Jian every night that you... No matter how strong Shen Hongmei's nerves were, she felt like she couldn't handle this right now. For a moment, I didn't quite catch the implication of those words. Aunt Lai, what did you say? Lai Fei Fei gave a peculiar look. If your Aunt Shen doesn't mind, why don't you come to the restroom with me for a bit later? You'll understand exactly what I'm talking about then. Shen Hongmei hurriedly pulled her back. Control yourself, Lai Fei Fei. It's fine when you talk nonsense in front of us, but there's a kid here. Hurry up and talk about the job. Lai Fei Fei stood up unsteadily, downed another glass of wine, and sat down right next to me. Li Jian, tell me the truth. Have you and Aunt Shen already gone all the way? With her personality, I've never seen her beg me so seriously for something like this. Spit it out. You two went to a hotel last night, didn't you? By now, Shen Hongmei was completely flustered. If you say one more word of nonsense, I'll tear you apart. Seeing Shen Hongmei's fierce expression, as if she were about to explode, Lai Fei Fei finally toned it down a bit. Are you two really not together? You really haven't made Li Jian your toy boy? No. Lai Fei Fei rested her leg under the hot pot table. Only then did I notice. This woman was wearing a short skirt with black stockings and a pair of seductive red-soled high heels. I subconsciously swallowed hard. Since what happened last night, it seems I've accidentally stepped into the circle of mature ladies. If you're not going to keep this handsome boy, then let me do it. Xiao Yan, do you think my legs are pretty? Young guys these days all love long legs and black stockings. Come here and give them a feel. I even have those ultra-thin bodysuits at home. If you like, I can wear one for you to see. At this moment, an indescribable excitement welled up inside me, but I also knew that if I actually made a move, she would definitely ignore me from then on. This drunkard, though she loves to tease, always maintains a safe distance. That's why I could sense that Lai Fei Fei isn't just some loose woman. Put your legs down. Are you going to eat or what? They stink. Who says they stink? You have no idea how many people are dying to lick my feet. Xiao Yan, pour me a glass of wine. I picked up the bottle of wine on the table and poured a glass for Lai Fei Fei. Aunt Lai, it's not good to drink like this. It's fine. Your aunt is just like that. She has to drink a bit every night. She can't sleep a wink without alcohol. Lai Fei Fei lifted her glass and took a sip, softly biting her lip. That look was incredibly captivating. This gorgeous aura was truly a gift from heaven. Xiaoyan, what was your major in college? I studied. Before I could finish, Lai Feifi interrupted. Forget it. It doesn't matter what you studied. Even master's degree holders are delivering food these days. I'll introduce you to a job at Changlong Group. I've already arranged someone for you. The intern salary is 5,000 yuan, with a 3-month probation period. I didn't know what Changlong Group was, but that 5,000 yuan intern salary really tempted me, even with my special abilities. But before I truly achieve financial freedom, I still need to take things step by step. Without hesitation, I immediately smiled and agreed. Thank you, Aunt Lai. Oh, why are you thanking me? If you want to thank someone, thank your Aunt Shen. Thank you, Aunt Shen. I realized it then. Shen Hongmei wanted to repay her debt of gratitude to me. If it weren't for me last night, she really would have been violated by that despicable middle-aged man. By the way, Aunt Lai, what did you mean by saying you're my landlord? Send a message. Li Jian opened WeChat, found the contact named Landlord, and after sending a message, Lai Feifei immediately opened her phone. Li Jian indeed saw that she received the message he just sent. I have quite a few properties, and nowadays all contracts are signed online. It turns out you rented my house, but we've never met in person. Today, when Hongmei introduced you to me, I only then realized I was your landlord. What a coincidence. Have you ever read that story? That starts with a young man, with poor grades, and a landlord named Hu. I always thought I was quite open-minded, but after getting to know this landlord, I realized I was still way too conservative. Let's keep in touch via WeChat later. After settling the job matters, hot pot began to bubble. Shen Hongmei started taking food from the tray nearby and putting meat into the pot. Oh, Hongmei, you should eat from the clear broth side, otherwise your little boyfriend will be burned to death by the spice tonight. At first, he'll be the one suffering. Later on, it'll be you who suffers. You reap what you sow, after all. Shen Hongmei finally couldn't take it anymore, pinched Lai Feifei's thigh. Will you tone it down for me? All right, I'll restrain myself. Aunt Hongmei, Aunt Lai, there's really nothing between us. It's just that Aunt Shen was too drunk last night. Someone tried to assault her, so I just saved her. Is that so? A hero saving a beauty. Truly a small horse pulling a big carriage. Hongmei, do you know the online slang called young pilots flying old planes? Small horse, big carriage, what? I told you to stop watching those weird things online. On Shen Hongmei's beautiful mature lady face, a hint of confusion actually appeared. During the time that followed, Lai Feifei was just absorbed in drinking. Her alcohol tolerance was terrifying to watch. This Lai Feifei could truly be called the #1 drunkard in Shanghai. Even I couldn't drink that much water. However, her words had become slightly less crude, though they were still very bold. When the meal ended, I intended to pay. After all, Shen Hongmei had helped by introducing me to a very good job. According to Shen Hongmei and Lai Feifei, once I'm officially hired, the monthly salary would easily exceed 10,000 yuan. In a large company like that, without connections, it's truly very hard to get in. At this point, I felt the benefits of knowing rich ladies more and more clearly. If I married a rich lady, there would certainly be no financial pressure at all. Honestly, I really didn't want to work for even a single day. I quietly went to the cashier, looking a bit secretive, and said, "Bill for table 23, please. The guest at table 23 has already paid." Lai Feifei hadn't left her seat during the entire meal, so it was clearly Shen Hongmei who had paid. At this moment, in my heart, I couldn't help but think of Shen Hongmei's daughter, Xu Qianqian. In the past, she was always bossy and forced me to pay. The difference between this mother and daughter is truly immense, perhaps because in the previous era, there weren't many lovesick men, spoiling women as they do now. This scene was all taken in by Shen Hongmei and Lai Feifei, both being experienced women. They were constantly observing Li Jian. This kid is pretty good. He knows how to be grateful. I think he's a great match to be your boyfriend. Why don't you consider it? Don't talk nonsense. The boy is just a child. Stop teasing him. Before they could say much more, that drunkard had another glass and began to daze off again. After Li Jian returned, Shen Hongmei supported the drunken Lai Feifei to stand up. Li Jian, let's go. Let's take your Aunt Lai home first. After going out the door, Shen Hongmei unlocked her brand new Audi A6. After both of them helped Lai Feifei into the car, also sat in the back seat. Lai Feifei, who was lying there, rested her long legs in black stockings on my lap. The soft sensation traveled through, making me feel a bit distracted. In the beginning, Lai Fei was always careful to keep her distance from Li Jian, but now she was clearly far too drunk. Xiaoyan, do you think my legs are beautiful? Go ahead and touch them, and letting you. Tonight, I'll let you relive your childhood memories and have something delicious to eat. Lai Fei said in her drunken stupor, Hey, stop making a scene in front of the boy. Li Jian, you go sit in the front. Since Shen Hongmei said so, I moved to the passenger seat. And Hongmei finished placing a pillow for Lai Fei before returning to the driver's seat. By then, Lai Fei had already closed her eyes and fallen asleep. Your Aunt Lai is just like that. She drinks every day and won't listen to any advice. Just don't take whatever she says to heart. Driving away from the parking spot, Shen Hongmei continued. But in the past, she really never rested her legs on someone else like that. Perhaps she sees you as a child, and that's why she's teasing you. I was certainly an adult by age, but in front of a 41-year-old Lai Fei, being viewed as a child was perfectly normal. Yes, I know. I turned to look at Lai Fei's long legs and black stockings, and couldn't help but marvel inwardly. Why are this woman's legs so long? She's clearly only about 1 meter 60 tall, yet her legs are so beautiful. This reminded me of a certain Japanese actress, who, despite being only 1 meter 58 tall, has a truly perfect physique in her film works. Then I looked at Shen Hongmei's profile, slowly making up my mind to find a chance to talk about the two of us being together. Because I have never felt this happy in my entire life. When Shen Hongmei was drunk, she truly revealed all of her most wonderful sides. More than 20 minutes later, the car stopped in front of a small detached villa. Both of them helped Lai Fei into the villa. In the past, your Aunt Lai's family had many houses slated for clearance. The compensation back then must have been tens of millions of yuan. There were also several resettlement houses, and those houses' prices later skyrocketed. Your Aunt Lai is truly a lucky person. She used to trade stocks and even opened a company, making tens of millions of yuan. But in the end, she was kicked out by her partners. Then the company went bankrupt. And that's why she became the drunkard she is now. The two of them took Lai Fei to the second floor of the villa. Watching her lie down, Shen Hongmei finally breathed a sigh of relief. Let's go, I'll take you home. I follow behind Shen Hongmei. Does Aunt Lai live here alone? Yes, she and her husband apparently. I'm not quite sure what happened either. She's never told me about it. Do you really not remember anything from last night? Hearing Li Jian bring up the event of last night so suddenly, Shen Hongmei felt extremely surprised, and her face quickly flushed hot. Even though the memories were very faint, just looking at that messy room was enough to understand how wild yesterday had been. Although Shen Hongmei was very tough, at the end of the day she was still a woman. When Li Jian mentioned it again, she also appeared a bit unnatural. However, that embarrassment was quickly brushed aside by Shen Hongmei. Li Jian, what happened last night was just an accident. Both you and I were too drunk. What happened was merely the instinct between a man and a woman. So please, forget about it. And if you have any difficulties in life, just come to me for help. I didn't back down at all. And Shen, I like you. I truly want to be with you. Shen Hongmei looked me over, stayed silent for a few minutes, then said, Get in the car. Shen Hongmei drove me to a parking spot on the side of the road, then gracefully rested her seductive long legs on the dashboard. Xiaoyan, what is it that you like about me? We've only met a few times, and our most extensive interaction was just last night, in such a short period of time. We're not even close enough to be classmates, let alone talking about liking someone. Shen Hongmei had been through many storms. Her career had once reached a complete deadlock. At her lowest, her house and car were all mortgaged, nearly all seized by the bank. Therefore, her way of thinking about matters was always extremely thorough and mature. In her heart, she didn't want too many entanglements with Li Jian, except perhaps for a sugar mummy relationship. But Shen Hongmei was not that kind of woman. I like you because you're beautiful, long-legged, have an amazing aura, and are also mature and rational. Everything about you makes me like you so much. And more than that, you taught me 7 types of new knowledge last night. This time, Shen Hongmei was truly astonished. She really didn't expect that Li Jian would even mention things like big breasts and long legs so bluntly. Do you only like those superficial things? Aunt Shen, we haven't known each other long, so for now I can only see these external things. If we were together, I would surely get a deeper understanding of the things hidden deep within you. I'll put in the effort. Xiaoyan, you're still just a child, far too naive. Aunt Shen, I admit, in front of you, I might be an innocent child, but my feelings for you are genuine. I like you, just because I have a full chest and long legs, although those are indeed strengths. Looking at her own smooth legs, Shen Hongmei also felt very satisfied in her heart. The most striking thing in her life was this 1 meter 83 height. Some people say a woman being too tall is a flaw. Shen Hongmei never thought so. That's why every day when she went out, she would wear a pair of 7-centimeter high heels. Whatever nature bestows is always best. Shen Hongmei didn't want to force any changes. But there's a 22-year gap between us. You're only 20, aren't you? I replied, yes. In a few months, I'll be 21. Now you're 20. And I'm 42. Right now, I still look youthful. But in a few years, or even over a decade later, what then? By then, you'll only be in your 30s, at the most vigorous stage of your life. And I'll be a withered old woman by then. When that time comes, all my current strengths will have become flaws. Facing a face full of wrinkles, will you still feel as happy as you did last night? Your feelings for me are mostly just the impulses of youthful hormones. You just want to sleep with me. And when this excitement and impulse fade away, nothing good will be left. You'll still be young then, but my end will surely be very tragic. I'm not the kind of woman who only thinks with her emotions. If I were truly to be with you, it would be irresponsible to myself, and irresponsible to you as well. I can't use the short remaining time of my youth, gamble on whether you're just playing house with me, or just looking for a woman to blow off some steam. Listening to Shen Hongmei's words within my heart, I felt this woman's maturity even more clearly. But I had already made up my mind. I must make Shen Hongmei mine. Not just because she's Xu Qianqian's mother, but because conquering Shen Hongmei would be a heavy blow to Xu Qianqian, a green tea girl who always treated me like a fool, leaving her utterly stifled. But the primary reason remained, that deep down I really liked Shen Hongmei. Being beside Shen Hongmei, I felt incredibly at peace. And Shen, am not looking for someone just to vent my urges. If we were together, I'd be willing even if we never did that. Shen Hongmei gave a gentle smile then. I believe you, because you're a kind-hearted boy, not the type who sees women as tools for satisfaction. But it's not just the age issue between us. And Shen, I really like you. I know, in your heart you can't yet accept being with me, but please don't be so quick to reject me outright. Can you give me a chance? I will prove to you that I truly like you. Looking into Li Jian's sincere eyes, at this moment, Shen Hongmei really wanted to refuse him flat out. But in her heart, she still felt a bit reluctant to hurt Li Jian directly. If one were to say that in Shen Hongmei's heart there were no special feelings at all for Li Jian, that would be impossible, wouldn't it? Li Jian, people often say that if two people are destined to be together, then it is fate. If you and I are fated to meet again, and if I see that you are a reliable person, I will be with you. Let's just forget about what happened last night. It's not early anymore. Let me take you home first. Shen Hongmei knew her work was very busy, and she moved around Madu quite a lot. In this vast city of Madu, the probability of the two of them meeting again was like finding a needle in a haystack. Perhaps after this time, she and Li Jian basically wouldn't meet again. Yes, I understand, Auntie Shen. I believe that fate will bring us together again. I also realized that Shen Hongmei was tactfully rejecting me. For a normal person, they would certainly have no further contact with Shen Hongmei, but I hold the information of the future in my hands. Based on my deductions, this information is related to the people I have contacted recently. For example, Xu Qianqian, or even information about Liu Jingxing has been sent to me. Seeing that naive look on Li Jian in her heart, Shen Hongmei couldn't help but sigh. Truly, child, does he really think he has fate with her? Now the debt of gratitude has been repaid. Sitting in Shen Hongmei's Audi, they arrived back at the rented apartment. I said goodbye to Shen Hongmei. Auntie Shen, goodbye. Shen Hongmei thought for a moment, and still stepped out of the car, standing in front of me. Li Jian, work hard at the Changlong Group. Once you become a regular employee, your monthly salary could exceed 10,000 yuan, and you'll have full insurance benefits too. A job like this, without Lai Feifi's help, would be truly very hard to find. I know. Auntie Shen, you must keep your word about what you said. Yes, definitely. Shen Hongmei promised. She knew that she and Li Jian wouldn't have many chances to meet again. Auntie Shen, since we're about to part, can we have a hug? Looking at Shen Hongmei standing before me, taller than I am, I spoke with a look of deep regret. Shen Hongmei originally intended to refuse, but on second thought, since they might not meet again after this parting, she nodded anyway. Then I stepped forward and embraced Shen Hongmei. Less than greater than. My arms wrapped tightly around Shen Hongmei's waist with intensity. Less than greater than. That feeling, less than greater than, was as if I wanted to melt and become one with her. Shen Hongmei gently patted my back. She also felt from Li Jian, burning love for her. This child is truly at an age as vigorous as a tiger. All right, Li Jian, I have to go. After pulling apart, Shen Hongmei suddenly noticed in Li Jian's pocket a bit of a stocking showing. Shen Hongmei's eyes turned a bit strange. This child. Why did he stuff my stockings into his pocket like that? Only then did I realize I had been careless, but I didn't hide it either. Hiding something like this only makes it more awkward. Auntie Shen, at noon today, in the hotel room I saw you throw away the stockings, so I picked them up. Because online, there are people who specialize in buying these used stockings. Staff might take them to sell, so I just took them myself. Shen Hongmei frowned. Are there really perverts like that nowadays? Yes, there are even men who wear stockings themselves, just to sell them later. Shen Hongmei's brows knitted even tighter. All right, remember to throw them away. I'm leaving now. If you have any difficulties in life, just message me on WeChat. Shen Hongmei decided they shouldn't meet again, but she could still help him out financially. I stood there watching Shen Hongmei drive away, and then I walked into the rented house. The place where I live is an old apartment complex, entirely walk-up style, with no elevator. According to Lai Feifi, this was a house she bought waiting for redevelopment, but this area wasn't part of the urban planning, so it's still here today. After returning home, a middle-aged woman in a plaid shirt was standing there cooking. This is Zhao Shumin, the mother of my roommate Shang Shunsheng. Regarding this mother and son pair, I've never had a very good impression of them. If Shen Hongmei is a strong and hot-tempered woman, then this Zhao Shumin is a genuine, shrewish woman. She loves making a scene and acting like a victim. I once saw her arguing with a neighbor. The old lady neighbor's clothes were even torn to shreds by her. But her appearance is actually very beautiful and delicate. Even wearing an outdated plaid shirt couldn't hide her beauty. She perfectly fits the style of a beautiful middle-aged lady. But the most eye-catching feature is her proud F-cup chest. I really knew how to appreciate her figure. However, thinking about how Zhao Shimin is the type of person to start screaming and act shrewish at any moment, my heart tells me to stay far away from this woman. She's no easy target. After returning to my room, I decided to test the system's God-level memory skill. After looking up a news snippet online, I intended to test my memory. After just one quick glance at the full text, I closed my eyes. Every single word of that news report was remembered perfectly. Even the content of lectures in class, college exam questions, basketball stars, even the hair tie of the girl sitting in front of me in middle school, all appeared vividly in my mind. If it goes on like this, at the very least I could learn multiple languages. To work as a translator, someone proficient in translating many rare languages would be considered a special talent, right? Then I opened a website and started teaching myself French. With the help of my super memory, my progress was extremely fast, but this girl's vocabulary is a bit limited. Until past 10 o'clock at night, I finally went out intending to use the bathroom, but seeing the light in the bathroom was on. I sat on the sofa to wait for a bit. When I have money, I must rent my own place. This is truly too inconvenient. After a while, Shang Shunsheng's dark-skinned girlfriend stepped out. When she saw me sitting on the sofa, she immediately screamed, "You pervert! What are you doing sitting on the sofa?" I was a bit annoyed. The sofa is a common area. Why shouldn't I sit here? The sofa directly faces the bathroom. Were you peeping at me in the bathroom? You spent all day walking around the house in just those boxers. I already knew something was wrong with you. Are you out of your mind? Why don't you look in the mirror and see how pathetic your face looks? I showed absolutely no respect to Shang Shunsheng's girlfriend. Quickly after, Shang Shunsheng walked out. Stop arguing. He used one hand to pull his girlfriend, Liu Yan, behind his back. Li Jian, don't go around the house in just boxers and a tank top like that anymore. Please knock before coming out of your room. Our family rents 2 rooms. You only rent 1. If you make my girlfriend feel offended again, then don't blame me for getting rough. I was so angry I just laughed. It's 36 degrees, and you want me to wear long sleeves. I pay my rent just like you, and I have to knock to come to the living room. Who the hell do you think you are? Before coming to Madu for work, Shang Shunsheng was originally a genuine thug. He was always fighting during school days. After being expelled, he came to Madu to work and found himself a dark-skinned girlfriend. Screw you. With just one sentence, I made Shang Shunsheng lose it. He charged forward and threw a punch. I'm not the type to take hits for nothing. If I lose this fight today, then I'll never have any peace in the future. Seizing the opportunity, I grabbed Shang Shunsheng's neck, used all my strength, and instantly slammed Shang Shunsheng to the ground. When fighting, this headlock move, if you get the chance, is absolutely unbeatable. Liu Yan, seeing this from the side, immediately acted like it was none of her business and stayed out of it. At that moment, Zhao Shumin rushed out from the spare bedroom and hugged me tightly from behind, screaming at the top of her lungs, "Let go of my son." A ripping sound echoed, and my t-shirt was torn in one swipe by that shrew, Zhao Shumin. Damn it, I never expected I'd ever have my clothes ripped apart like this. But the constant pressure on my back quickly pulled me back to reality. Zhao Shumin was as slippery as an eel, and then she repeatedly hammered her fists into my back. Her strength was actually quite considerable. Wincing in pain, I let go of Shang Shunsheng, turned around, grabbed Zhao Shumin's hands, and tossed her aside. Shang Shunsheng charged again, and the mother and son both jumped in to fight me. Liu Yan remained standing there watching, since such dangerous things were not something a fairy like her should get involved in. The neighbors quickly called the police, and in less than 10 minutes the police arrived. The officers, seeing my clothes torn to shreds, frowned and said, "Come with us to the station and tell us what happened." "Officer, it's this animal who harassed my daughter-in-law." Zhao Shumin was absolutely furious. The police looked at me, their gazes becoming threatening. "Officer, I've been framed." I wanted to use the bathroom, but it was occupied when I went out, so I sat on the sofa to wait. As soon as she came out, she said I was peeping, and they even forced me to wear long sleeves and pants in this weather. Where's the justice in this? "Officer, there's a camera in the living room. I suggest you review the footage. I don't want to be falsely accused like this." At this moment, I was also filled with indignation. The officer, looking at my aggrieved state, understood the basic truth of the matter. "Miss, are you sure he was peeping at you? The rented house has surveillance cameras. I advise you to be careful when making statements." Liu Yan felt a bit guilty. I felt like he definitely had that intention. He wanted to peep at me. Furthermore, when he was in the living room earlier, wearing only boxers and a tank top, he looked very disgusting. The officer was so annoyed he laughed out loud. Currently the height of a heat wave. People are getting heat stroke every day. If he doesn't wear a tank top, what should he wear? After getting to the bottom of the situation, the police began mediation. The final resolution was for Shang Shunsheng to compensate me with 1,000 yuan. After the mediation, I felt very refreshed. If I hadn't fought this battle tonight, then this weird couple would never have known how to control themselves. As I stood up to leave, the officer said, "Call an elder from your home to come and pick you up. I need to talk with your elder for a moment. Your temper is a bit too hot. If we truly looked into this thoroughly, you'd be the one losing out, young man. I don't have any relatives in Madu. Then what about your college teachers? I just finished my junior year not long ago. Think of someone. See if there's any elder you know." I sat there in silence for a while. "Young man, have you thought of anyone?" "I do have one elder. Her name is Shen Hongmei. Auntie Shen is my only support in Madu right now." Saying that, I felt a pang of sadness, a sense of loneliness, of being a solitary person in a strange land. "Give me your phone number." The officer patted my shoulder, also feeling pity for the young man from another place who came to Madu to make a living. Nobody's life is easy. Shen Hongmei had finished her face mask and was about to sleep. Just as she lay down, she received a call showing it was from the police station. "Is this Shen Hongmei?" "Yes, officer, what is it?" "It's like this. We have a young man here named Li Jian who got into a fight with someone today. He says you are his only support in Madu. Could you come over and pick him up? This young man is a bit too hot-headed. He needs an elder to give him some guidance." Shen Hongmei's heart tightened unconsciously. The only support. "Officer, is Li Jian all right?" A day as a couple, 1,000 years of affection. And Li Jian and she shared affection for 700 days and nights. One were to say her heart didn't care for Li Jian at all. That would be impossible. "I'll be there right away." Hurrying up, Shen Hongmei decided she would give Li Jian a proper lesson. Shortly after, I met Shen Hongmei at the police station. "Miss Shen, please guide your young relative well. Whatever happens, everyone should resolve it peacefully. He doesn't know the weight of his own strikes. It's very easy for something bad to happen. So what about the future? Nowadays, many jobs require a clean criminal record. If there's a black mark on his record, he'll be greatly affected." The officer was somewhat older, so his words were full of earnest advice. "Yes, officer, I understand. I will certainly guide him carefully." After leading me out of the police station, Shen Hongmei touched my shirt, which was torn beyond recognition. "What happened?" "A shrew ripped it." "Did you fight with a woman?" I followed Shen Hongmei to her Audi. On the way, I recounted the fight once over. This also made Shen Hongmei frown slightly. Are young girls nowadays so unreasonable? She couldn't understand it either. How can Li Jian, sitting on the sofa opposite the bathroom, waiting for her to come out, turn into harassment through her words? And the issue with the boxers and tank top was even more absurd. I can't blame you for this. But in the future, you really shouldn't be so hot-headed. The era of using violence is long gone. If a person only knows how to use violence, they can easily be schemed against by others. The law is not something to be joked about. I replied, I understand, Auntie Shen. I just couldn't hold it in today. Shen Hongmei said nothing more. She felt that the child also had his own self-esteem. Saying too much would deal a heavy blow to his confidence. Hungry? Shen Hongmei looked at a barbecue shop that was still open across the street and asked. She was also feeling a bit hungry now. A little bit. Then let me take you for a meal. I'll take you home afterwards. Shen Hongmei was grateful to Li Jian for saving her. Helping him get into a big company meant she had repaid the favor. Coming to pick him up today was also because she saw him all alone in Madu. Quite pitiful. Very pitiful. She has children of her own, so she felt pity for Li Jian. You can't wear this shirt anymore either. There's a t-shirt in my trunk, go and get it. Taking the car keys from Shen Hongmei, I went to the back of the car, fumbled for a bit, then opened the trunk. In the trunk were 2 pairs of high heels, some daily necessities, and a pink t-shirt. Auntie Shen, is it this pink one? Just wear that. That's the only one there is. Don't a lot of boys nowadays like wearing pink? No one will think it's strange. Reluctantly, I took the t-shirt and pulled it over my head. Just as I put it on, I caught a strong milky fragrance. This scent was all too familiar to me. It was the scent from Shen Hongmei's body. Auntie Shen's t-shirt really smells good. In my heart, I felt extremely delighted. It's just that wearing this t-shirt was 1 size larger than what I usually wear. Shen Hongmei was the type who was curvaceous but not fat with a pear-shaped figure. With a height of 183 centimeters plus her proud and inviting chest, her t-shirt was a bit loose on me. After all, I lacked the chest to fill out this shirt, but it's all right. Let's go. Shen Hongmei led me towards the barbecue shop. Although it was nearly midnight, in this weather, the barbecue shop was at its busiest. The two of them chose a corner and sat down. Shen Hongmei, feeling hungry, ordered a few skewers and a lamb bone hot pot. Handing the menu to me, no need, Auntie Shen. This much is enough. Yes, customers. After the server left, Shen Hongmei looked at Li Jian wearing her t-shirt and felt a bit amused in her heart. Those stockings of mine, have you thrown them away yet? Auntie Shen, not yet. I think those things are still a bit safer in my drawer. After all, what if someone picks them up if I throw them out? Shen Hongmei smiled slightly and didn't expose me. After all, after today, the interaction between her and Li Jian would be considered completely over. Looking at the woman opposite me, every gesture and smile was heart-stirring. Exuding Shen Hongmei's charming ladylike aura, my heart still felt an indescribable itch. Especially after having already tasted enough of her, I truly couldn't control my train of thought. It was now 12 o'clock. I quickly used my mind to open the virtual information panel before my eyes. Future information has been refreshed. To keep his skin white, Lu Jingxing took female hormone pills again today. Xu Qianxian previously had 7 boyfriends and 11 temporary boyfriends. In her heart, she always wants to find an extremely wealthy boyfriend. Persist in working at the Changlong group. There will be a big opportunity later. 20 minutes later, Shen Hongmei will start her period and suffer from menstrual cramps. Her menstrual cramp symptoms are very severe. Endless pain, hands and feet cold as ice. Go to the convenience store to buy heat patches. Applying them to Shen Hongmei's abdomen can ease the pain. A new mission has been announced. Help Shen Hongmei ease her pain. Mission reward: quick reflexes. Quick reflexes can enhance your reflex levels. When fighting others, you will possess the fighting ability of a professional boxer. This mission made my eyes light up. I could help Auntie Shen reduce her pain while, at the same time, receiving a reward myself. Auntie Shen, would you say we are fated to be like this? While waiting for the barbecue, I asked with a smile. Shen Hongmei couldn't help but give a charming glare. Still talking about that, what kind of fate is this? If you had truly injured someone severely, it would have actually become a criminal case. By then, your whole life would be ruined, and there'd be no hope for taking the civil service exam. I wouldn't pass it anyway. I feel that with my current brain, passing the civil service exam should be fine. However, a life within the establishment doesn't suit me. Don't be so pessimistic about the future. Although university students nowadays don't have it easy, everything is unpredictable. By the way, when Qianqian was at school, was she very well behaved? Shen Hongmei changed the subject. The only link between Shen Hongmei and Li Jian was Xu Qianqian. The topic naturally shifted to Xu. Qianqian. She was quite good. Having been through many ups and downs, I'm no fool either. Naturally, I couldn't speak ill of Xu Qianxian in front of Shen Hongmei. Regardless, the two of them are biological mother and daughter. Although from the intelligence reports, I already saw that. Shu Qianxian has long been like a public toilet. In my heart, regarding the fact she previously treated me like a fish on her hook, I felt even more disgusted. The two of them were chatting happily, until about 20 minutes later. I suddenly noticed something. Shen Hongmei's eyebrows furrowed slightly. However, after putting down her glass of cold orange juice, she still acted perfectly calm, as if nothing was wrong. She placed her chopsticks on the table. Shen Hongmei's hand gently clutched her stomach. Seeing her unusual behavior, I asked, "Auntie Shen, is it that time of the month for you?" "How did you know?" Regarding this sensitive topic, Shen Hongmei didn't seem embarrassed at all like younger girls might. "I saw you put down the cold juice, and you stopped eating the barbecue too." Just as the menstrual pain was mentioned, Shen Hongmei felt the sharp pain intensify at that moment. "Auntie Shen, how about I use a folk remedy from my hometown to help ease your pain a bit? Can you really make the pain go away?" "Of course, Auntie Shen. Let's go to the car, I'll help you." Though Shen Hongmei's reason kept reminding her that she should draw a clear line with Li Jiyan. The menstrual cramps were truly unbearable. "Right, let's see if it works. Auntie Shen, you stay right here. I'll go settle the bill. Their meal costs over 300 yuan. I helped Shen Hongmei to the car. I had her sit in the back seat. Then I immediately ran to a nearby convenience store. I bought a pack of heat patches. When I returned to the car, Shen Hongmei was curled up in pain. Her face was incredibly pale. I was startled. "Are you in that much pain? This doesn't feel like a normal period. It feels like being stabbed." "Auntie Shen, put this heat patch on your stomach first." I got into the car from the other side. "These menstrual cramps are probably mostly due to a cold uterus." Shen Hongmei looked at me with great surprise. She hadn't expected such an innocent boy to be so knowledgeable. She still held on to a few memories. Li Jian was definitely a very pure man. One could tell just by the feeling from that first time. "If I'm not mistaken, your hands and feet must be freezing right now. Auntie Shen, give them here. I'll warm up your hands. Warming your feet too will help, especially the feet. They're a very mystical part of the body. Once your feet are warm, your whole body will follow suit. We must keep them very warm." Saying that, I gently took her slender hands. Shen Hongmei's hands were as white as jade. "How are your hands so hot?" Feeling the radiating heat from Li Jian's hands, Shen Hongmei felt like her menstrual cramps were beginning to subside. "My hands have been very hot since I was a child. It must be because my masculine energy is so abundant. Auntie Shen, let me warm your feet too. My body temperature is very high. Keep them warm for a while and the pain will vanish." All right. No matter how strong Shen Hongmei's spirit was, she truly didn't want to endure this tormenting pain any longer. "Let me help you take off your heels." I looked at Shen Hongmei before me, carefully asked for her permission. "Fine." Through her pain, Shen Hongmei agreed. At this moment, she only wanted to soothe that bone-deep agony. After receiving Shen Hongmei's nod, an indescribable joy surged within me. I didn't expect it to happen so soon. Another chance to take off Auntie Shen's high heels. Then I let go of Shen Hongmei's jade-like hands, gently lifting her slender legs clad in silk stockings, holding the Valentino rock stud heel on her right foot in my hand, and then softly, I removed Shen Hongmei's Valentino shoe. These studded shoes were a bit of a struggle to take off. After that, I lifted Shen Hongmei's other foot. After placing both heels under the seat, a pair of jade-like legs in silk stockings were fully revealed before my eyes. Thinking about how these stockings were the gift I bought for Shen Hongmei myself yesterday afternoon, an indescribable sense of pride welled up inside me. "Auntie Shen, your feet really are cold." I touched those silk-clad feet, feeling an incredible softness and smoothness radiating from them. I lifted the t-shirt of hers that I was wearing. Then I placed Shen Hongmei's perfect, dainty feet directly onto my abdomen. I gently warmed her feet. The icy sensation from her feet made even me shiver. So cold. Next, I took Shen Hongmei's jade-like hands again and began to gently massage them for her. This action might have looked a bit like a lovesick fool, but I thought for my Auntie Shen it was all worth it, because Auntie Shen is a lady of high character and sound values. My sincerity would surely be met with her gratitude and reciprocation. "Li Jian, don't use that spot to warm my feet. You'll catch a chill." Seeing Li Jian using his belly to warm her feet, Shen Hongmei was startled. Her feet were currently as cold as blocks of ice. How could she place them directly on his stomach? "It's fine, Auntie Shen. My body is always burning hot." Feeling Shen Hongmei about to pull back, I stopped her. I restrained her. "Auntie Shen, if you pull your feet back now, Then won't my stomach have been chilled for nothing? Shen Hongmei sat there, finally giving in and ceasing her resistance. Soon the heat from the patch, along with the temperature from Li Jian's hands and belly, gradually spread through her entire body. That intense pain had subsided significantly. As Shen Hongmei's body gradually warmed up, the initial icy sensation had completely transformed into a soft and wonderful touch. It felt as if Auntie Shen was stepping lightly on me. It was magical. Over half an hour passed and things had changed completely. During that time, I noticed a shy blush was clearly visible on Shen Hongmei's beautiful face. No matter how strong Auntie Shen's inner self was, she was still a woman and she still knew shame. All right, Xiaoyan, I'm not in pain anymore. Thank you so much, sincerely. Let me drive you home. Shen Hongmei couldn't believe it. Li Jian's method of warming her feet, hands, and the patch would bring such wonderful results. Yes, ma'am. I let go of Shen Hongmei's hands and feet. Then I hunched over slightly to step out of the car. The blush on Shen Hongmei's face became vivid once again. This boy, he truly is full of youthful vigor. After putting on her sneakers, Shen Hongmei also got out of the car. Let's go, Xiaoyan. When they both arrived back at the rental apartment, Shen Hongmei looked at her watch. It was already 1:30 in the morning. Xiaoyan, it's 1:30. Go upstairs and get some sleep soon. I know, Auntie Shen. Will we be able to see each other again in the future? I know when you say we'll meet if fate allows. You just want me to give up. But I really don't want to be apart from you at all. Shen Hongmei looked at Li Jian. She realized this boy wasn't foolish at all. He understood everything clearly in his heart. Looking at Li Jian in that pink t-shirt, Shen Hongmei felt as though her feet still retained the warmth from Li Jian when he used his belly to warm her. For a boy this kind, could I really cut off all contact with him? A sudden feeling of reluctance surged within her. In the future, I will be your elder. You can think of me as your mother. When I have time, I'll visit you again. Auntie Shen, I don't want you to be my mother. You know that I like you. Shen Hongmei felt her wall of reason beginning to crumble. However, her inner self remained steadfast and strong. Even though she was deeply moved, she couldn't act on impulse just because she was emotional and be so immature. In the future, we can meet as senior and junior. As for wanting to go further with me, just leave that to fate. It's very late. Go to sleep. She gently patted Li Jian's head, just like soothing a child. With that, Shen Hongmei left, watching the taillights of the Audi A6. I didn't feel disappointed at all, because I knew Shen Hongmei's heart had begun to waver. Might as well go home and get some sleep. Auntie Lai once told me she would take me for an interview at 10 a.m. tomorrow, and reminded me to call her at 9:30. This is a big deal. I absolutely cannot mess this up. Before I could even head upstairs, Su Qianqian's call came through. Li Jian, you bastard! It's natural for men to give girls money. And you dare to ask for it back? How can you even show your face? You pauper. Someone with no vision like you will never amount to anything. Shu Qianqian's drunken voice rang out. And I also flew into a rage. Get lost, Shu Qianqian. Bastard, I'll really tear you apart. I'm not joking with you. I roared in anger. Idiot. Liu Jingxing stood by, joining in the insults. I didn't bother caring about them. I hung up and went straight upstairs to sleep. Home, I lay back on my bed. I opened the system to claim my reward. Agile reflexes. I felt my body undergo another startling transformation. Now, no matter how strong someone was who wanted to fight me, they were no longer my match, because they couldn't even manage to touch me. Waking up the next morning, I glanced at the clock. Exactly 9:30. I hurriedly called Lai Fei. Hello. Auntie Lai, very quickly. Lai Fei's sleepy voice rang out. Who is it? It's me, Li Jian. Auntie Lai, didn't you tell me to call you at 9:30 today? You said you'd take me to the interview at 10, right? Auntie Lai Fei's drunken voice was still thick with the smell of alcohol. My baby Yan, how about we go in the afternoon instead, okay? Your Auntie Lai just can't get up. I'm so sleepy. Lai Fei gave a long yawn. She was clearly about to drift back to sleep. Yes. All right. My head felt a bit dizzy. This was the first time I'd seen a middle-aged woman who loved sleep even more than I did. But still, my Auntie Lai was quite adorable. My heart suddenly felt a strange stir. The call ended. Auntie Lai had definitely gone back to cuddling her blanket. I realized I was still too naive. An alcoholic auntie like that. Who said she'd take me to an interview at 10 a.m.? and I actually believed her. Right at that moment, a faint set drifted into Li Jian's nose. I turned my head to look. It was the t-shirt of Auntie Shen's that I wore last night. The pastel pink shirt looked incredibly clean. There wasn't a single speck of dirt on it. It proved that Auntie Shen was usually a very tidy person. I looked at the silk stockings in the nightstand drawer. I gently stroked Auntie Shen's pink t-shirt, feeling a deep sense of cherish. Then I put both the t-shirt and the silk stockings into the computer desk drawer and carefully closed the drawer. Am I being too obsessive by doing this? But remembering Shen Hongmei's elegant, mature beauty, I still felt it was all worth it. I browsed my phone for a bit. Liu Jingxing was showing off boastfully in the group chat. The look of this Audi A4 is truly top tier. Let's see if those stingy losers with no vision will ever even get to touch an Audi steering wheel in their lives. Many classmates in the group were all showing immense admiration for Liu Jingxing. So young and already driving an Audi. The life of a rich kid really is great. My goal is to work for a year. Then borrow money next year to buy a Chang'an Uni V. As for luxury cars like BBA, I don't even dare to dream. As for that scandalous pair, Liu Jingxing and Xu Qianqian, their constant subtle mockery of me in the group only struck me as incredibly laughable. Watching those clowns perform their play for free really made my mood brighten every day. Ever since I knew they were borrowing money online to maintain their flashy facade, that one advertisement kept echoing in my head. Upgrade fee? It'll handle it. I knew very well just how dangerous the online loan trap was. Borrow 100,000 yuan and the annual interest is 25,000. It was no different from loan sharking, just a single delay. And those exorbitant interest rates would make it so a normal person could never hold their head up again for the rest of their life. Time to brush my teeth and hit the restroom. Thinking about Thuong Fuan Sin and his mother, I couldn't help but feel a bit awkward. After all, despite the brawl, we still had to live under one roof. But at this hour, Thuong Fuan Sin and his mother shouldn't be home. Thuong Fuan Sin usually worked as a helper at construction sites, while his girlfriend, Liu Yan, just liked to lounge at home browsing her phone, relying entirely on Thuong Fuan Sin for everything. Meanwhile, Zhao Shumin was at the wholesale clothing market, helping people manage the wholesale clothing business. This woman's earning ability was actually quite good. Li Jian had heard before that she had saved enough for a down payment on a house for her son, right in the suburbs of this expensive Ma Do. As for her husband, I only heard vague whispers. It seems she was doing her absolute best to fulfill her duty as a mother. In this regard, I still admired Zhao Shumin, even though she was a shrewish woman. A woman with only a high school education, who worked tirelessly to save money in Ma Do, all just to care for her son's future. It's just that this woman was excessively abrasive. But the way she clung to me from behind, and tore at my clothes that day, I truly can never forget it. Auntie Shen already possessed an incredibly perfect figure. But this shrewish lady was even more curvaceous than Auntie Shen. Grabbing my toothbrush and towel, I headed out. I saw Zhao Shumin had just returned from outside. When she walked, her whole body trembled as if she couldn't control it. As soon as we met, Zhao Shumin didn't even acknowledge me. She walked straight to her room. I felt a bit awkward. Then I went into the bathroom for my morning routine. I also took the liberty of ordering some delivery, planning to wait until the afternoon to call Lai Fei. However, just as I stepped back out, I caught Thuong Thuan Sin and Liu Yan carrying off the sofa from the living room. Even the water purifier had long since vanished. The room they stayed in was the master bedroom. Shoving this sofa into their room made it a bit cramped, but in the end they managed to squeeze it in. What exactly are you doing? We're renting 2 whole rooms. You only rent 1 secondary room. It's perfectly normal for us to take this sofa into our room. So you won't keep sitting there staring at my girlfriend. Hearing that, I almost burst out laughing from anger. But I still managed to suppress my rage. The police officers were right. In this day and age, fighting solves nothing. It'll only land you in a cell counting the days. Son, put that sofa down. Even if we are from the countryside, we shouldn't act so despicably. Zhao Shumin walked out, seeing her son hauling the sofa like that. She felt this action was extremely over the top. Although Zhao Shumin was a sharp-tongued woman, deep down she was a person who valued her dignity. Scram, you damn woman! Was the beating my old man gave you not enough, or are you itching for a beating from me instead? Thuong Tuan Sin didn't dare say a word to Li Jian now, because yesterday he truly tasted defeat at my hands. In his eyes, his girlfriend was far more important than his parents. After all, she was the one sharing his bed every night. With no outlet for his rage, he unleashed that savage face, right in front of his own mother, Zhao Shumin. A flash of extreme terror crossed Zhao Shimin's eyes. She took a deep breath and silently returned to her room. At an office building in the suburbs, Shen Hongmei was busy handing over tasks. A stupid mistake like this. I never want to see you make a second time. If it happens again, pack your things and leave immediately. What a waste of a top student from a prestigious university. How can you act so foolishly? Standing before her, tall senior manager stood with his head bowed, looking as timid as an elementary schooler being punished. Shen Hongmei's personality was naturally strong and decisive. This was something everyone in the company knew well. Though the company wasn't huge, its profitability was impressive. Furthermore, there were promising merger plans for the future. A female entrepreneur as talented and courageous as Shen Hongmei was truly a rare find in this world. After the office had become quiet again, Shen Hongmei gently placed her hand on her stomach. Even though she had applied the heat patch, the pain still lingered persistently. It was precisely because of this uncomfortable menstrual pain that her already short temper had become even sharper. In her mind, she suddenly recalled last night's scene. Li Jian had personally removed her high heels and placed her feet on his belly to warm them. That sensation. It was so incredibly warm. In that moment, it seemed all her irritation had melted into tenderness. And then later, she had also felt his very natural instinctive reaction. The vitality of youth was indeed profoundly intense. That feeling was truly so warm and pleasant. In Shen Hongmei's heart right now, a thought suddenly occurred. She suddenly yearned for Li Jian to warm her feet like that forever. This boy. It would be so good if he could be my adopted son. A mother-son relationship like that might be the best of both worlds. Shen Hongmei began to harbor the intention of adopting me. If I had a pure junior like this by my side, it really would be a wonderful thing. Shen Hongmei truly couldn't find a way to see Li Jian as a real man to fall in love with. However, her reason once again reminded her that she and Li Jian should maintain a safe and decisive distance. After all, that fateful night was an utter mistake. Unless she and Li Jian truly had a fate ordained by heaven. Otherwise, it's best to stop right here. Around 1 p.m. that afternoon, I received a call from Lai Feifei. Hello? Li Jian, come over to my house. And getting my things ready. I'll take you to the interview in a bit. Do you still remember where I live? I know, Auntie Lai. I still remember. I felt as if this alcoholic auntie had finally sobered up completely, no longer looking as disheveled as last night, and no longer opening her mouth just to flirt and tease. I rode a public electric bike near the villa area, gazing towards Lai Feifei's home. I couldn't help but feel a surge of immense admiration. This truly was a super luxurious villa. With one ring of the doorbell, the door quickly opened. I walked into the villa's living room and found Lai Feifei wearing sexy black stockings, along with a very hot short skirt and high heels. Her face was slightly flushed. She had clearly just been sipping some alcohol again. Auntie Lai, are you drinking again? I looked at the wine bottle still sitting proudly on the dining table. Finally, I understood what Shen Hongmei meant about drinking once a month, but each time lasting for a full 30 days. She had seemed sober enough when she called, yet by lunchtime, she was already back at it. I really shouldn't have set my expectations so high. On a woman who promised to take me for an interview at 10 a.m., but ultimately couldn't even get herself out of bed. Oh right, baby Yan, are you hungry? Let your auntie feed you. This drunken alcoholic auntie was starting her tricks again, but this time it was right in her own home. Looking at the mature, alluring beauty of the woman before me, my heart truly felt an irresistible flutter. To the point I just wanted to say, then I won't be polite anymore, even though Auntie Lai was only 1.6 meters tall. Her figure was incredibly fiery and seductive. Following her, I definitely wouldn't have to worry about going hungry, but if I were Auntie Lai's child, the food she fed me since childhood would probably reek of alcohol. Li Jian could tell. Lai Feifei was absolutely not an easy woman. Proof was in what happened last night. Even though she kept teasing and flirting with me, she always kept a proper physical distance. If I truly intended to take advantage of her or gain any favors, then perhaps in my entire life, I would never have the chance to see Auntie Lai ever again. According to what Shen Hongmei said, even when Auntie Lai was so drunk she didn't know which way was up, she would absolutely never behave in such an improper manner. Auntie Lai, stop joking. Let's go to the interview before we're late. Lai Feifei pulled out a set of Mercedes keys. Let's go, my baby Yan. Are you criticizing me for not having a figure as hot as your Auntie Shen? If not, then why? Do you only care about her and pay no mind to me? After the two went down to the parking garage, Lai Feifei pressed the button to unlock the car. It was a Maybach S480 she had just bought this year, and parked right next to it was a top-spec Xiaomi SU7. Baby, do you know how to drive? I don't have a license yet, Auntie. Then I guess we'll have to order a Didi. Li Jian truly couldn't understand it. What this alcoholic auntie even bought luxury cars for. There wasn't a single maid or private driver in the house. This car, she'll probably keep it under a cover for 10 years, and the odometer likely won't even pass 3 digits. Yes, let's go then, Auntie Lai. I'm counting on you for everything today. Li Jian led Lai Fei out to catch a taxi. Along the way, she picked up a crisp 100 yuan bill. No way, Aunt Lai, your luck is just too good. You're truly a lady who finds money just by stepping outside. In my whole life, I've only ever found money twice. This is the second time. Li Jian realized that some people truly have incredible fate. Like that 38-year-old man in Hebei who just wanted to lie flat and ignore the world, wanting nothing but to idle his life away until the end, only to end up with 80 million yuan in relocation compensation. While the prodigy Zhang Xinyang, whose ancestors must have accumulated immense merit, had his hopes extinguished 3 times in a row by his own eccentric parents. And then there's Aunt Lai, clearly the kind of woman born under a lucky star. Everything she does goes smoothly. Aunt Lai, you really are lucky. Otherwise, how could you have become such a wealthy woman? Well, do you want me to be your sugar mommy? These long legs of mine, you can touch them however you like. These lips of mine, you can kiss them however you want. After Li Jian arrived at the Changlong Group branch, Lai Fei began to introduce it to me. Yan Bao. This is the Changlong Group division. The headquarters even has its own skyscraper. The background of this company's shareholders is not simple at all. There are retired bosses from state-owned enterprise, people who once held powerful positions in the system, and even the capitalists, who have been famous in Mato since its early days. Changlong Group currently has over 20,000 employees across the country. Just by working here, your future will definitely be wide open. If it weren't for Aunt Shen looking after you, how could you have gotten this kind of treatment? Li Jian's understanding of Changlong Group deepened quite a bit. After entering the main hall, Lai Fei told Li Jian to wait in the lounge, while she took my ID card, to go to the HR department to find someone. Li Jian strolled around the hall, admiring the magnificent interior decorations. Suddenly remembered, those small companies I used to interview with. Every place was shabby and dilapidated. There were even companies set up in old apartment complexes, making Li Jian doubt if he had accidentally stumbled into a pyramid scheme den. Not long after, Lai Fei came out holding an employment contract and an employee ID card. Is it done? That's right, when you have connections, everything is possible. Bao, you'll gradually come to understand. Under Lai Fei's guidance, Li Jian quickly completed the contract signing process, officially becoming a member of the Changlong Group's sales department. Then Lai Fei and Li Jian went to finish the remaining procedures. Later, as the alcohol gradually wore off, Lai Fei's flirtatious teasing also stopped. She returned to her persona as a true wealthy lady, with an imposing aura and the way she addressed him, changed from Yan Bao to Li Jian. Li Jian thought to himself, maybe Aunt Lai is a bit cuter when she's drunk. After Lai Fei left, Li Jian, under the guidance of team leader Zhang Qiu, began to get acquainted with the job. This job wasn't about sitting in one place all the time, but rather running all over Mato to find new potential customers, becoming a supplier for supermarket owners. It wasn't until 5 p.m. that Li Jian finally left the company. Regarding his first ever job, I cherished it deeply. Even though I had a golden finger, and the future was bound to be bright, I was still filled with anticipation for the intelligence regarding a major opportunity at Changlong Group later on. My heart was full of hope. Therefore, this job still needed to be carried out. In the evening, Li Jian ordered fast food and continued studying, cultivating foreign languages and all sorts of strange knowledge. With my current God-level memory, learning was truly far too easy for me. Knowing a bit more, no matter what I do in the future, will definitely be useful. Waiting until exactly midnight, I nervously refreshed the system information once more. Liu Jingxing, thanks to his mother's connections, will become my colleague this afternoon. After finding out I'm his colleague, he'll brag all over the company that I'm a simp who stalked his girlfriend. He wants to make me lose face completely in front of the female colleagues. The first bit of news made me feel incredibly annoyed. I had to be classmates with that sissy for 3 long years. I hated his face on sight. And yet, after graduating and starting work, I still have to be his colleague. This sissy is still as despicable as ever. But what exactly does Liu Jingxing's mother do for a living? A bit of curiosity naturally arose in my heart. Go to the lottery shop and buy this scratch-off ticket. You can win a 4,000 yuan prize. New information brought another 5,000 yuan reward, which made me extremely excited. What I love most is the kind of information that can be converted into cash immediately like this. Tonight when you order takeout, Shang Shunsheng plans to sneak a few curly hairs into your food. That kind of hair. Liu Jingxing's sister is 17 years old but still breastfeeds. So Lu Jingxing's mother has never stopped lactating. At 10:30 a.m., Shen Hongmei, feeling troubled, will go for a walk at Bai Kao Garden. In a secluded spot, a man will follow her from behind. Although he has no ill intent, it will make her feel extremely uneasy. These last 3 pieces of news also took me some time to digest. Then all my attention shifted to the last one. Aunt Shen is going to Bai Kao Garden this morning. I know Bai Kao Garden is a wetland park. The temperature and scenery there are both incredibly pleasant. It's a truly ideal place for a stroll. So I'm about to meet Aunt Shen again. Appear before Shen Hongmei, just when she's feeling frightened. Height growth can be applied to any part of the body. After use, a length height will continue to grow. My heart was absolutely exploding with excitement. This attribute is truly God-tier level. Besides, helping Aunt Shen is a good deed, truly killing 2 birds with 1 stone. At 10:25 a.m., I saw Aunt Shen wearing high heels, reaching a total height of 190 centimeters, walking into Bai Kao Garden. Those long legs in silk stockings made Li Jian's heart race with excitement. In my heart, my feelings for Shen Hongmei were sincere. I truly wanted to wrap Aunt Shen in my arms and cherish her with all my might. Sweetheart, hasn't your fate with Aunt Shen arrived? Watching Shen Hongmei's perfect silhouette from afar, in my innermost thoughts, I couldn't help but remember that night. It was truly a memory that I would never be able to forget in this lifetime. I truly adored Shen Hongmei. After all, Aunt Shen had taught me so much knowledge, helping me turn from a rookie into a proficient master. Now I basically know everything. But first, I'll avoid Aunt Shen for a moment. I avoided Shen Hongmei's gaze, strolling casually in another direction. I planned to go to the location indicated by the intelligence a bit later. Shen Hongmei's heart was currently filled with distress, especially under the torment of menstrual cramps, plus some recent troubles in her business. Shen Hongmei usually had a fairly strong personality, but now she was a bit gloomy and unhappy. So while driving past Bai Kao Garden today, she had the sudden idea to stop for a walk. After all, the scenery here was quite beautiful. With trees and lakes, perhaps it would help brighten her mood. After entering, seeing that the vast Bai Kao Garden had few visitors, her mood lightened slightly. It was nice to be able to move forward in silence. Shen Hongmei felt as if she had strayed into a paradise. In her mind, she couldn't help but envision the scene of Li Jian helping to warm her feet. Her freezing cold feet, placed on Li Jian's abdomen, quickly felt the warmth spreading. Even the pain had subsided significantly. While she was softly whispering the boy's name, an unknown call came in. An unknown phone number suddenly called. Normally, Shen Hongmei receives many unknown calls due to her business needs, so she couldn't just block all such calls. Mrs. Shen Hongmei, your daughter was just in a car accident. I'm her friend. Get lost. I'm your real mother right here. Shen Hongmei cursed angrily and hung up, promptly adding the number to her blacklist. These kinds of scam calls, she receives at least one almost every day. According to these scammers, her daughter has been in countless accidents by now. Furthermore, the fact that these scammers knew her name only served to make Shen Hongmei more irritated. At this moment, Li Jian and Shen Hongmei were separated only by a hedge. Hearing Shen Hongmei's refreshing scolding, I felt even more affection for her. I knew this was Shen Hongmei's signature style, incredibly fierce and sharp. But towards me, she always maintained a certain gentleness, whereas An Zhao Shuman was just a pure, shrewish woman. Li Jian could not forget the scene where Zhao Shuman climbed onto his back, gripped him tightly, and ripped his t-shirt to shreds. This move was Zhao Shuman's familiar specialty, capable of dealing a massive psychological blow to opponents, like that auntie in the red dress from before. But it didn't affect me at all. However, since my t-shirt was now just a pile of rags, I definitely had to settle this grudge. Using their own medicine against them was the best method. As Shen Hongmei was moving forward, a young man approached from a side path. He looked to be in his early 30s. At first, Shen Hongmei didn't pay much attention, as it's normal for a park to have other visitors. However, after several turns and seeing that the man was still lingering behind her, Shen Hongmei began to feel panicky. In Bai Kao Garden, there are many camera-blind spots, especially in secluded areas. Moreover, in this scorching heat, few tourists would come out for a stroll during the day. If you had any malicious intentions, even if her high heels made her 190 centimeters tall, the gap in strength between a man and a woman was still a massive chasm. No matter what, Shen Hongmei would be no match for the man behind her. She quickened her pace. Shen Hongmei's heart was in absolute turmoil. However, the man also began to speed up and follow. Just at the moment Shen Hongmei was trembling with fear, Li Jian suddenly stepped out from a corner. Aunt Shen. Li Jian pretended to have a very surprised face. The surprise was fake, but the joy in my heart was real. In that second, Shen Hongmei felt as if a heavy burden had been lifted. Her entire body relaxed. With Li Jian here, that guy definitely wouldn't dare to do anything else. After the young man walked past Shen Hongmei, she finally felt completely at ease. Maybe I was overthinking. Jian, why are you here? Shen Hongmei looked at Li Jian, surprise and uncontrollable joy shining in her beautiful eyes. Aunt Shen, yesterday. Aunt Lai took me a report for work at the sales department Changlong Group. Today is my first day on the job. Since the nature of the work is quite flexible, I stopped for a walk while passing by here. I didn't expect to run into you here. What a coincidence. Shen Hongmei's heart skipped a beat. Why do I keep running into this boy? And in a place like this, no less. Since this was a spur-of-the-moment decision for her, the only explanation could be pure coincidence. But it really is too coincidental. Come sit on that bench and rest for a while. After the two sat down on the park bench, Shen Hongmei took out from her LV bag a bottle of mineral water that Li Jian had never seen before and handed it to him. One look and it was obvious this water wasn't cheap at all. Jian, how was your first day at work? It was great, Aunt Shen. This is my first time entering society for work, but I still have to thank you for recommending this job to me. Though it was Aunt Lai who helped with the paperwork. It was actually all thanks to Shen Hongmei's favor. That's good then. I was worried you wouldn't be able to adapt to the new environment. Aunt Shen, don't you think we share a lot of fate? This time, Shen Hongmei fell silent. How could this not be fate? If it hadn't been for Li Jian, she probably would have been scared to death. It is fate. Today was truly too much of a coincidence. This place is over 10 kilometers away from where she lives, yet they still met. Li Jian was about to take this chance to ask Shen Hongmei about courting her. However, how could Shen Hongmei not understand this boy's thoughts? Jian, the two of us really share a mother-son fate. I want to take you in as my godson. What do you think? Shen Hongmei understood very well that Li Jian was always pining for her, so she wanted to extinguish that thought immediately. He is still just a child. If she really got together with him, that would be truly irresponsible towards his life. A Shen Hongmei who was inherently rational absolutely could not do such a thing. Unless Li Jian became truly mature, and when they were together, they truly had the possibility of progressing to a long-term relationship. But then she thought, by the time Li Jian had such mature thoughts, he probably wouldn't like her anymore anyway. It takes at least a few years for a person to mature. By then, she would be 45 years old, and her beauty might not be as alluring as it is now. In Shen Hongmei's mind, Li Jian's affection for her was mainly due to the influence of youthful hormones. What he actually liked was nothing more than her face, her figure, and her body, and those things were inherently unsustainable. To be together long-term, it's not just about looks, but worldviews and small details must also harmonize to truly go the distance together. Regardless, she and Li Jian absolutely could not end up together. While speaking, Shen Hongmei gently pinched Li Jian's cheek, as if she were coddling a 3-year-old child. Li Jian looked deep into Shen Hongmei's alluring cleavage, feeling a sudden surge of heat as his blood began to boil. Aunt Shen, why would you think that way? If you become my godmother, wouldn't that be wonderful? I will pamper you with all my heart. You'll have a solid support here in Motto. As your godson, can I hold your hand? Of course. Then can I warm your feet for you? Shen Hongmei went silent for a moment before saying, that's fine too. It's the filial heart of a child for an elder. Then, can we kiss each other? Li Jian, stop joking about such immoral things. Shen Hongmei felt both amused and exasperated. This boy, I really don't know what's inside his head. If we were lovers, we could go to the ends of the earth together, could go to the edge of the world. But as a godmother, you cannot cross the line. Forget it then. I don't want to be your godson. Why not? Li Jian looked at the elegant Shen Hongmei before him, with her long legs and those sexy silk stockings, and said seriously, we were already like that night. How could I possibly take you as my godmother? That would be a real moral issue. In Li Jian's heart, he only desired to love Shen Hongmei openly and honestly, a passionate love regardless of the 22-year age gap. I didn't want any moral barriers. Regardless, this is something the world finds hard to accept, the kind of plot that would surely be banned immediately if written in a novel. But my heart remained unshaken. Moreover, I really didn't want to become the foster brother of that despicable girl, Su Qianqian. I started school a year earlier than my peers, so everyone in my class was older than me. Su Qianqian is exactly 1 year older than me. Jian. Actually, what happened that night was just basic human instinct. It was just an accident that day. We both had our fun. Let's just leave it in the past. But Li Jian continued to firmly reject Shen Hongmei's offer. Fine, you stubborn boy, but if you ever change your mind later, You can come find me anytime. Shen Hongmei sensed that. Once Li Jian made up his mind about something, it seemed nothing could easily sway him. This child is also quite headstrong, which is actually quite similar to her. "And Shen, does your stomach still hurt?" I kindly inquired about Shen Hongmei's health. That question made Shen Hongmei unable to stop herself from remembering the image of Li Jian warming her feet. "It's much better today." Shen Hongmei was about to linger and chat a bit more when her phone suddenly rang. "Boss Shen, please come to the company quickly." An anxious voice spoke on the other end of the line. Li Jian knew Shen Hongmei had to leave again. Although Aunt Shen was a truly wealthy lady, since she ran her own business, her personal free time was definitely very limited. In contrast, that alcoholic Aunt Lai Feifi was completely different. Her life revolved entirely around eating, sleeping, and drinking every day. "Yan Bao, I have to get back to the office. Stay here and work hard." After Aunt Shen stood up, I suddenly spread my arms wide. This action made Shen Hongmei feel a bit flustered. However, she quickly realized my intention. Li Jian wanted a hug from her. Initially, she intended to refuse, but looking into Li Jian's eyes, filled with longing, she remembered the moment Li Jian showed up right on time earlier, giving her a sense of safety she had never felt before. Shen Hongmei also slowly spread her arms. Li Jian stepped forward and gathered Shen Hongmei into his embrace. Due to the height difference, Li Jian's chin rested perfectly in a very ideal spot. This caused Shen Hongmei's face to flush slightly. She suddenly realized that a hug could be this snug and warm. She and Li Jian were truly perfectly compatible in every way. And going now, Shen Hongmei felt that her mood right now had become much lighter and more serene. Watching Shen Hongmei's receding figure, Li Jian's heart was filled with more determination to surely win this woman. In the evening, after I returned home, I quickly kicked off my shoes, climbed onto the bed, and turned on the AC. At that moment, the system's attribute reward for height growth was officially delivered. Without a second's hesitation, I immediately chose a body part to apply it to. After finishing all the procedures, I ordered some takeout. While waiting for the food to arrive, Lai Feifi's phone suddenly rang. "Yan Bao, have you eaten yet, dear?" Hearing Aunt Lai call me Yan Bao, I knew immediately that this woman was drunk again. Normally, when she's not drinking, she always calls me directly by my name, Li Jian. "Not yet," thinking of Lai Feifi's beautiful, flirtatious face. My heart suddenly felt a bit itchy and restless. Ever since Shen Hongmei helped me open a new horizon, the attraction of mature women for me had truly increased tenfold. "Haven't eaten? Then come find Aunt Lai, sweetie. Aunt Lai will give you some milk." Li Jian really didn't dare respond to this alcoholic auntie's teasing. "Aunt Lai, I've already ordered food." "All right, I understand. You only like to be fed by Shen Hongmei, don't you? Anyway, Shen Hongmei's portion is fuller, enough for you to eat your fill." "Aunt Lai, you're drinking again, aren't you?" "I haven't been drinking. Yan Bao, come find me for a bit tonight. They'll take you for a foot massage." Li Jian had heard from some classmates before that. Foot massages feel great. Not only do you get a soak, but you also get a hair wash. It's extremely comfortable. When I first heard it, I was a bit puzzled. Isn't it just washing your hair? What's the big deal? Not until later did I realize that I was still far too naive. But what I least expected was that the first person to invite me for a foot massage would be Aunt Lai, a mature, wealthy lady who spends her days in a drunken stupor. "Aunt Lai, are you serious?" "Of course I'm serious." "Well, go at 9 o'clock sharp for the foot massage. I'll tell the owner to pick the best person for you. She and I are best friends." All right then, being taken for a foot massage by Aunt Lai. Li Jian had no reason to refuse. I also wanted to take this chance to get closer to this incredibly lucky, wealthy lady. "Yan Bao, see you later." After making plans with Lai Fei to go for a foot massage together tonight, Li Jian opened his order on the food delivery app, glancing at the estimated delivery time, silently waiting to settle the score with that beast Shang Shunsheng. Today, Shen Hongmei returned home quite early. She's on her period, so she needs to get some proper rest. Whenever those 7 days of the month arrive, Shen Hongmei always feels a deep longing for more rest. Just as she found a moment of peace, memories of her chance encounter with Li Jian at the Baikao Yuan earlier today began to flood back into her mind. Could there really be something called fate? At that exact moment, he appeared, bringing her a sense of security she had never felt before. The phone rang. Seeing it was Lai Feifei calling, Shen Hongmei knew immediately. This drunkard must have had too much to drink again, and was calling to bother her. Then again, that's what being one of her few best friends is all about. "Drunk again, aren't you?" "Am not drunk." "Hey, beautiful Shen, hurry up and confess. Are you and Li Jian in a relationship? You treat him so well. I don't believe there's nothing going on between you two." What nonsense are you talking about? And so much older than him. So what if you're older? He's in his prime, and you're at the age where you're like a hungry tigress. It's a perfect match. Shen Hongmei felt completely helpless. This woman always goes crazy when she drinks, babbling nonstop. Then why don't you go match with him yourself? He and I aren't a good fit. You're the big truck, he's the little pony. Now that's what I call a power couple. Besides, if he's with you, he'll never go hungry, since you're so generous and well endowed. I just want to see you two together. The combination of a little pony and a big truck. Just thinking about it is such a visual treat. Shen Hongmei's face turned slightly red. This crazy woman is getting more and more outrageous. After receiving a call from the delivery man, Li Jian knew Shang Shunsheng's petty tricks were about to begin. Just leave it on the window by the entrance. This house was indeed quite old. Walking up the stairs, one could see a long, stretching corridor. This hallway led to 5 different apartments. The woman whom Zhao Shumen once tore into lived right there on the right. All right, please give me a 5-star review. After turning on the video recording on his phone, I found a suitable spot, set the phone down, and left my rented room. I went up to the next floor of the stairs, waiting quietly for Shang Shunsheng to return. Not long after, Zhao Shumen returned carrying a bag of groceries. Her walk clearly showed exhaustion, swaying with every step. This made Li Jian feel that this shrewish woman must work very hard in her daily life. Being a mother is truly not easy, cooking all day to serve Shang Shunsheng and Liu Yan. Yet Liu Yan never even bothered to sit and eat with her. About 10 more minutes passed, and Shang Shunsheng came strolling back, drenched in sweat. As soon as he arrived, he saw a delivery bag sitting on the living room windowsill. This dog actually dared to order braised pork ribs. Seeing no one in the living room, Shang Shunsheng casually pulled out 2 curly black hairs and opened Li Jian's food bag. After dropping the hairs inside, Shang Shunsheng felt a surge of malicious joy. You animal! You dared to hit me? Today, I'll let you taste my special seasoning. This entire scene was captured by Li Jian's phone without missing a single detail. Seeing that the evidence was firmly in his hand, Li Jian finally sauntered out. I didn't expect you to resort to such a filthy trick. I had no intention of using my fists. Shen Hongmei was right. Using violence is an incredibly unwise way to act. Li Jian, what evidence do you have to be talking? After walking over to where the phone was hidden, I hit save on the video and sent a copy to my secondary account for safekeeping. Shang Shunsheng cursed. Damn it, you bastard. You dared to trap me. You're the despicable one for ruining my food, and yet you say I trapped you. Li Jian stepped forward and delivered a kick to Shang Shunsheng. Knowing he was clearly in the wrong, and coupled with the fact that he couldn't beat Li Jian in a fight, Shang Shunsheng didn't dare resist. The sound of his cursing startled Zhao Shumen, who was cooking in the kitchen, causing her to rush out. What on earth is going on here? Seeing the murderous tension between the two, she thought to herself that if Li Jian dared to hit her son again, she would strip him of his clothes tomorrow, just to see if he had any sense of shame left. Your son just put some disgusting things into my food. Tomorrow I'm going straight to his company, to show this video to his colleagues and his boss. Finding a job is hard enough these days. If he gets fired, hell basically. Be driving himself into a dead end. As he spoke, Li Jian dialed the police. At this point, Shang Shunsheng's expression finally changed. Watching Li Jian turn to go back to his room, Zhao Shumen cried out in a panic. What should we do now? You're asking me. How should I know? Go tell him to delete that video right now. Hurry up! Shang Shunsheng roared at his mother. This made Zhao Shumen feel deeply aggrieved, but she knew this matter had to be resolved properly. Returning to the kitchen, she continued to cook over the stove in the sweltering summer heat. The police arrived and took both of them to the station for investigation. Shang Shunsheng was immediately detained for a day. After returning home, just as Li Jian was about to order another meal, there was a knock. Xiao Li, open the door for Auntie for a second. The sudden gentleness in this shrewish woman's voice left me feeling a bit bewildered. It felt like quite a shock, like Auntie Lai not saying something provocative, a true miracle. Truly a once-in-a-lifetime wonder. After thinking for a moment, I decided to open the door. Immediately, Zhao Shumen stepped in, drenched in sweat and wearing a tattered t-shirt. Li Jian could see clearly that her t-shirt was soaked through with perspiration, making her bountiful curves all the more prominent. With an F-cup size, astonishing was the only word to describe it. And even though this woman didn't know how to use makeup, and her clothes were outdated, things like heels or stocks seemed to have nothing to do with her, she still exuded a mature, seasoned beauty. Xiao Li, what happened today was because my son was foolish. Please don't hold it against him. Look, I've just cooked these dishes for you. And there are steamed buns and porridge too. Consider it my way of making it up to you. Could you please delete that video? Zhao Shumen was terrified that Li Jian would go to her son's company to expose the whole affair. Looking at the shrew before him, Li Jian couldn't help but recall the moment she pinned him down, clinging to him tightly, and the ferocity with which she tore his shirt. I said nothing. Or are you afraid I put something dirty in there? I swear the food is perfectly clean. Let me taste it first to show you. Please, I beg you to delete that video. My son is still foolish. He's just like a child who hasn't grown up yet. As she spoke, she picked up the chopsticks and shoveled food into her mouth, chewing vigorously. This bun is clean too. I'm not lying to you. Li Jian suppressed his anger and smiled. Fine, I'll delete the video. Zhao Shumen's bare face was still remarkably fair, and it now flickered with a look of overwhelming joy. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. Hurry and eat while it's hot. A cold draft from the air conditioner blew in, making Zhao Shumen shiver slightly. But I have one condition. You tore my t-shirt, so you must let me tear yours as well. The sheer arrogance and unreasonableness of this woman left Li Jian's heart filled with resentment. Well, what? Zhao Shumen's eyes widened in shock. If you want, then forget it. You can leave. Wait, just let you tear it then. Deep down, Zhao Shumen was a very traditional woman. It was hard for her to accept this, but for her son's future, she could only grit her teeth and endure. With anger rushing to his head, Li Jian grabbed the hem of Zhao Shumen's t-shirt. To deal with a bully, one must act like a bully. Li Jian pulled hard, feeling a sense of vengeful pleasure. With a sharp whip, the t-shirt was torn wide open by Li Jian, revealing a flat midriff as white as snow. The sight before him made Li Jian swallow hard. I couldn't understand how this woman could have absolutely no excess fat at all. Most women with such a full chest usually have it due to accumulated body fat. Once they lose weight, their size decreases as well. Women with that kind of body type usually have quite a bit of belly fat. But even in his wildest dreams, Li Jian never expected that Zhao Shumen, this shrewish woman, would have such a firm midriff with not a hint of fat. However, once the sound of tearing fabric ceased, Li Jian slowly began to regain his composure. After all, she was a woman in her 40s, and an elder neighbor to boot. Was what I did a bit too much? After ripping the shirt, most of Li Jian's anger had dissipated. This t-shirt looked incredibly old. No telling how many times it had been washed. As he tore it, Li Jian noticed a patch of fabric on the inside, indicating that the shirt had been mended before. And this shirt patched up by Zhao Shumen. From the outside, not a single stitch could be seen. This level of needlework was truly exceptional. He had originally intended to tear it a few more times, to vent his frustration, but when he met Zhao Shumen's gaze, he suddenly felt a pang of reluctance in his heart. Deep down inside Li Jian, he was still a kind-hearted and sentimental young man. I sat down and picked up the chopsticks. At this moment, I felt like I was indeed being a bit cruel. Can you delete the video now? Yes. Hearing Li Jian's agreement, Zhao Shumen finally breathed a sigh of relief. She had worked so hard, pinching every penny for many years, just hoping her son could have a stable life. If Shang Shunsheng were to lose his job, the consequences would be truly disastrous. Well then, you go ahead and eat. Auntie will go change clothes. Zhao Shumen picked up the torn fabric from the floor, glanced at Li Jian's t-shirt, which she had torn yesterday lying in the trash, and casually picked it up too before leaving the room. After returning to her own room, Zhao Shumen took Li Jian's shirt, along with the shredded pieces from last night, and put them all into a rattan basket. Then she changed into a checkered shirt, looked incredibly outdated. Even this rustic, button-up shirt could not hide Zhao Shumen's beauty. About 10 minutes later, Zhao Shumen came to Li Jian's door once more, and knocked gently. Come in. Li Jian felt that the taste of the food Zhao Shumen cooked was truly magnificent. It was so good she could easily open a restaurant. Xiao Li, that video, has it been deleted yet? It's done. As for this matter, Li Jian didn't want to drag it out any further, because even if he reported it to the police, it wouldn't bring any severe consequences to Shang Shunsheng. However, just now I had indeed witnessed a vision of pure white radiance, seeing Zhao Shumen's superb figure with my own eyes. I'd say I definitely got the better end of the deal this time. I opened the photo album on my phone, and after deleting that video, Zhao Shumen still wasn't at ease and continued. Go into the trash and delete it permanently. Also, can you show me your message history? Li Jian didn't expect this woman to be so meticulously calculating. Rest assured, Auntie, I'm a man of my word. I showed her that I had only sent it to my secondary account. After clearing all history on both QQ accounts and emptying the trash, only then did Zhao Shumen truly feel the burden lift from her heart. Xiao Li, thank you. As soon as she saw Li Jian had cleared all evidence, Zhao Shumen's gaze immediately turned sharp and shrewish once again. Right then, because her chest was so bountiful, Zhao Shumen leaned over to pick up. the dishes Li Jian had just finished using. Due to the immense pressure on her shirt, a button suddenly snapped and went flying. Li Jian's eyes were dazzled, the deep, captivating cleavage revealed. Zhao Shumin hurriedly used her hand to cover her chest. What are you looking at? Go home and look at your mother. Keeping rooms full of women's stockings. What a little pervert. Sooner or later you'll end up in jail, you mark my words. Li Jian thought to himself, this shrew. The speed at which she turns is truly unbelievable. After Zhao Shumin stormed out of the room, Li Jian also muttered a curse under his breath. Truly a hopeless, sharp-tongued woman. I should have torn it a few more times just out of spite. But I have to admit, it was massive. You could see the vibration with every step. With boundless respect, Li Jian couldn't help but begin to reminisce. I tried to brush aside those wandering thoughts and continued searching the web to further my knowledge. After all, since I possess a god-level memory, studying a bit more takes very little effort. In this society, knowing more is ultimately always an advantage. At 8:40 in the evening, the drunkard's number called Little Yanbao, its Auntie Lai. Hearing Lai Feifi's voice, Li Jian knew immediately that she was wasted again. I'm waiting for you on Baoming Road. Scan a code for a Heju bike and come over here. Auntie Lai, you're really drunk, aren't you? What kind of bike is a Heju? I don't know. Anyway, it's a Heiju. Just get over here. Li Jian. When Li Jian met this drunkard once again, Lai Feifi was perched precariously on a shared electric scooter waiting for me. Little Yanbao, I'm over here. Lai Feifi, in her black high heels, waved her hand frantically, calling Li Jian closer. I walked over to her. Coming close to Lai Feifi, Li Jian couldn't help but sigh. Auntie Lai, that Maybach and Xiaomi C7 at your house are truly a waste. You could probably leave them there for 10 years without needing a first service. Then go get your driver's license, and come be my private driver later. She patted Li Jian on the shoulder, her face flushed with alcohol, and squinted with a smile. Xiao Yan, want to go for a late-night snack? Want me to let you taste my specialty? Xiao Li, every time I mention that, you go completely silent. Who would have thought? You're so loyal to that big truck Shen Hongmei. Let's go. Time for a foot massage, follow me. Today, I'll introduce the boss here to you. Following behind Lai Feifi, I was genuinely worried she'd take a tumble, but fortunately, Lai Feifi seemed to be very accustomed to this state, remaining steady whether she was driving or walking. This woman's liver must be made of steel, drinking all day yet always smelling so sweet. They arrive at the Shiji Huanggong, magnificently decorated foot spa and massage center. I usually love coming here for foot massages. You must come with me whenever you're free in the future. Hongmei were here. Just as she parked in front, Lai Feifi waved too. Shen Hongmei, who was sitting in the Audi up ahead, really didn't expect that Shen Hongmei would be here as well. Feifi, why did you drag Li Jian all the way here? I brought your little lover to you and you're still complaining. Fine, it's okay. At worst, when you let him taste your specialty later, I'll just close my eyes, all right? You really are a flirt. Shen Hongmei stepped out of the car, approaching to give Lai Feifi's waist a painful pinch, but she quickly dodged it. Help! Someone's assault. Wrong, come save me. A man who was walking past the entrance stared intently at Shen Hongmei and Lai Feifi, and couldn't help but swallow hard. The quality of technicians nowadays is really going downhill. These two women, though middle-aged, still possess such perfect beauty and figures. No matter how much more it costs, it would be worth it. Being this beautiful in front of Shiji Huanggong, they must definitely be technicians. Hello, beauties, what are your ID numbers? I'll request both of you to serve me exclusively later. Get lost. This old lady is your mother. Shen Hongmei, already irritable from her stomach, couldn't hold back any longer and gave the man a piece of her mind. Ha ha ha. Lai Feifi clutched her stomach, laughing hysterically. Then I'll be your second aunt. Seeing Shen Hongmei, who stood 1.9 meters tall in her heels, glaring at him with fury, the man finally realized he had made a huge mistake, and hurriedly muttered an apology before scurrying inside. A moment later, a woman about 1.7 meters tall, wearing heavy makeup and looking incredibly seductive in a kipao, stepped out to greet the guests. Usually, heavy makeup doesn't suit everyone. Often only those with lesser looks prefer caking it on. But for this enchanting and flirtatious woman, it blended in with his strange perfection. This was the first time Li Jian had such a concrete realization of what it meant to have a seductive appearance. My first impression of this woman was pure provocation. Shen Hongmei possessed the beauty of a bold and elegant older sister. Drunkard Auntie Lai was the type of a gorgeous and fiery mature woman. The shrewish Mrs. Zhao owned the beauty of a pure and gentle lady. But for this woman, there was only one word: lustful. With just one look, Li Jian could see she exuded a strong, worldly air. There were faint wrinkles at the corners of her eyes, but those very lines gave Li Jian an irresistible feeling of fluttering excitement. She possessed eyes like peach blossoms. Even without emotion, just looking at someone felt full of romantic affection. Less than greater than. Her slender legs in black stockings and heels beneath the qipao. Less than greater than. Along with a bust no less impressive than Shen Hongmei's. Less than greater than. Truly struck right at. Less than greater than. Li Jian's aesthetic preference. Less than greater than. Fei, Hongmei, you're both here. Less than. Why did you bring such a handsome boy along today? Lai Fei pulled Li Jian's hand up to introduce him. This is Li Jian, Hongmei's man. Look, doesn't Hongmei look more well-rounded lately? It's all thanks to his daily nourishing that she's like this. Shen Hongmei's cold sisterly face turned slightly pink. This woman is truly beyond crazy. Are you serious? Hongmei, have you gotten an IU yet? I know a female doctor who can help you get the best one available. Li Jian felt a bit overwhelmed standing in the middle of this circle of mature women. The world of these sophisticated ladies is indeed completely different from that of ordinary young people. Little Yanbao, this is Yanrong. Just call her Auntie He. Her son is also a classmate of yours. She's the third aunt of that idiot from earlier. If you're Qianxian's classmate, then you must know Liu Jingxing too. Liu Jingxing and Qianxian are dating now. Li Jian looked at He Yanrong before him, calling the intelligence about her not being weaned yet. Ah, so you're Jingxing's classmate. Let's go, let's get that foot massage. After stepping inside the Shiji Huanggong, a technician came out of a room and called, Mom. Then several more people also called He Yanrong Mom. Hongmei, I heard you're looking for a German translator lately, right? Yes, but people who know these rare languages are too scarce now. And it's only a part-time job on my end. I heard your place has a German technician. Try asking if she's interested. Lai Fei gently pinched Li Jian's cheek teasingly. Little Yanbao, do you like great ocean mares? Seeing Li Jian's bewildered look, Lai Fei added, Let me educate you. Great ocean mares are those precious horse breeds from abroad. Importing them into our country is quite a difficult feat, just like our own precious sweating blood horses. Similarly, when you go to equestrian clubs to practice, you only need 500 yuan to hire a local horse, gallop freely across the grasslands. However, if you want to hire a great ocean mare, the price might be several times higher. Moreover, someone whose riding skills aren't up to par shouldn't expect to ever tame a Western breed. After all, overpowering one is not simple at all. Hongmei, have you taken little Yanbao to an equestrian club to practice yet? The drunkard's face was full of curiosity. Just then, the system suddenly announced a new mission. 1,000 cups without getting drunk was exactly as it sounded, and this reward made Li Jian feel incredibly satisfied and practical. Lai Fei's suggestive words made Li Jian feel a bit hard-pressed to keep up. I realized that I myself seemed to be too conservative. Truly, the older the ginger, the spicier it gets. These sophisticated ladies are truly on another level. Li Jian sighed softly to himself. I need to focus on completing this mission. That German translator position must definitely belong to me. The 1,000 cups without getting drunk reward is waiting for me. With this skill, I'll no longer fear drinking sessions with Auntie Lai. This is indeed a reward that is incredibly practical for Li Jian right now. Lai Fei continued to ramble on with her suggestive jokes, leaving Li Jian with no choice but to smile awkwardly and brush them off. I told myself I needed to adapt faster to this world of sophisticated ladies. Sophisticated ladies are something else. They certainly can't be underestimated. The true world of mature women is a sight to behold. Was something Li Jian had never dared to think about before. For instance, the speed at which that shrewish woman Zhao Shuman changed her tune really opened Li Jian's eyes. Young people nowadays, rarely can anyone do that. However, Li Jian felt that this social circle, compared to the petty drama between boys and girls in class, was much healthier and more normal. I'm really going to tear your mouth apart. Lai Fei, you're spoiling the kid. I told you to spend less time on TikTok and forums. Now your talk is getting more and more outrageous. With that, He Yanrong led the three of them to the private room the three sisters usually used. Auntie Rong, why do they all call you Mother? Because I treat them well, so they're used to calling me Auntie Mother. After lying down on the chair, Lai Fei said, Let me call you Mother too. If that's the case, Auntie Rong can rightfully support you then. Yanrong on the left, Hongmei on the right. Don't let the kid go hungry, haha. I looked at He Yanrong's flirtatious and charming face, feeling my blood boiling. It was an irrepressible kind of desire. That face, just one look at it, and you can't help but think about those things. Even Zhao Shumin couldn't give me such an intense feeling. Don't listen to your Auntie Lai's nonsense. Little Yan, lie down. I'll have a technician come wash your feet so you can relax properly. Shen Hongmei lay down and waited. She was on her period and wanted a warm foot soak, make her body feel more comfortable. Yanrong, you come wash the feet of our darling little Yan. He's the only boy in our sisterhood. You wash them for him. In fact, He Yanrong had been a manager at this imperial palace for a very long time, but she had never worked as a technician. She was just the mother managing the technicians. Deep down, she loathed the idea of washing someone else's feet. But looking at Li Jian, who was only in his early 20s, with a face that still looked a bit youthful, He Yanrong immediately agreed. I'll wash them for you, little Yan. Wouldn't that be inconvenient? I felt a bit awkward. However, in my heart, I actually really hoped He Yanrong would wash my feet. Partly because of He Yanrong's flirtatious and beautiful looks, which were extremely seductive, and partly because she was Liu Jingxing's biological mother. When Liu Jingxing was at school, he always called him a toad. After starting work and becoming colleagues, he continued to smear my reputation. As for Liu Jingxing and Su Qianchen, in my heart, I always carried a deep-seated hatred. If I could make He Yanrong wash my feet, that would definitely be a wonderful spiritual indulgence. It's okay, little Yan, you're just a child. Helping you wash your feet is no big deal. After stepping out to call someone, 3 specialized foot-washing technicians walked in. Normally, He Yanrong always kept her distance from the hair-washing technicians, because if you weren't careful, you could catch a disease. Although the probability is low, one must still be cautious. But these foot-washing technicians and the hair-washing technicians have living quarters that are completely separate. After the basin of hot water was brought in, He Yanrong took 1 basin and sat down in front of me. Lai Feifi and Shen Hongmei had both taken off their stockings and high heels and set them aside. 2 pairs of long, fair, and delicate legs made me keep glancing at them. Total fascination. Activating my keen observation skills, I felt like I was lost in paradise. In this room, everywhere I looked was a seductive sight. Little Yan, eat some tangerines, dear. After I put my feet in the basin, He Yanrong sat down beside me and peeled tangerines for me. Her fair, jade-like hands constantly peeled the tangerines, then gently removed the white fibers, before feeding the small wedges into my mouth. This extreme, meticulous tenderness made my head spin. I really didn't expect that. This woman with such a flirtatious appearance would be so gentle and thoughtful. After peeling several tangerines for me, I felt uneasy. Auntie, I can do it myself. After all, He Yanrong and I weren't actually that close. Look at that, he's even feeling shy. She glanced at Li Jian's natural reaction, not feeling any wavering in her heart. It's normal for a healthy young man to be vigorous. This only proved that Li Jian's health was very good. In the wooden basin, He Yanrong gently lifted Li Jian's foot and began to massage it considerately. She meticulously cleaned between each toe. That smooth sensation made me unable to help but close my eyes tight. On the other side, Lai Feifi was lying there soaking her feet, picking up a cocktail to sip on again. Her alcoholic nature remained exactly the same. Hanmei, I was thinking, if you want my technician to work part-time for you, it's probably not going to happen. Nowadays, even if the salary is a bit lower, people still want to find a stable job. I agreed. My cousin is also at home studying for the civil service exam. While washing Li Jian's feet, He Yanrong's soft hands constantly cupped my toes, making me feel incredibly refreshed. However, in He Yanrong's heart, she originally didn't think much of Li Jian. Her washing my feet was merely out of respect for Lai Feifei and Shen Hongmei. Though she didn't understand why, this kid could squeeze into Lai Feifei's circle and Shen Hongmei's, and even had a relationship that was clearly very good. But to her, Li Jian was clearly just a kid who had just started out in life. If not for Lai Feifei and Shen Hongmei, she would never have even looked at him. As someone well-versed in the ways of the world, He Yanrong was still very pragmatic. This trait of hers was quite different from Lai Feifei and Shen Hongmei. Shen Hongmei clutched her stomach and said, "Tell her to come here, so I can ask her. But don't get your hopes up too much. Mia's business here is very busy. The commissions she gets every month are much more than she'd get working part-time for you. She's probably not that interested." After He Yanrong called out, very quickly, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl named Mia stepped in from outside. "Mother, were you looking for me?" "Yes, Mia. This is Boss Shen Hongmei. Boss Shen, her Chinese is good now. Do you want to work part-time for her?" "You don't have to worry about the pay," Shen Hongmei added. "It's just part-time. You just come to work whenever I need you. The pay is 1,000 yuan a day. In necessary cases, you must be available on the same day." Li Jian's eyes lit up. 1,000 yuan. For a student who had just entered life like him, a salary of 1,000 yuan a day was truly a steal. But this foot-washing profession really makes bank, making 60,000 yuan a month, and that was just from commissions. If it's a 50-50 split, does that mean she brings in 120,000 yuan a month washing feet? This Western girl's earning power is truly impressive. Mrs. Shen, my monthly commission is over 60,000 yuan. This part-time job doesn't mean much to me, so I'm sorry. Mia's Chinese was very fluent. Clearly, she had put in a lot of effort, because she really wanted to develop a long-term career here. She didn't make much money back in her hometown. Here, just with the Western girl label, her value skyrocketed manifold. The principle that rare things are precious. Maya understood it very well. Fine, I'll find someone else then. If it were 5 years ago, Shen Hongmei would be willing to spend more to hire an interpreter. But with the economy being tough now, the company's costs must be tightened to keep things running. But at this 1,000 yuan rate, finding an interpreter always on call was too difficult. Excellent students majoring in rare languages usually tend to join big corporations to find stable work. Just as Shen Hongmei was having a headache over this, Li Jian suddenly spoke up. Auntie Shen, how about I do this job for you? All three women turned to look at Li Jian at the same time. Little Yan, don't joke with me. Your major isn't even related. How could you know German? Shen Hongmei was already annoyed by this matter, and seeing Li Jian jumping in to mess around, her mood became even more irritated. At this moment, Shen Hongmei suddenly felt Li Jian was being very childish. Kids are kids after all. They love to show off, but this kind of showing off was so superficial. Shen Hongmei thought about it for a moment, and felt that Li Jian wasn't the type of person to be that thoughtless. From the time he confessed to her before, it could be seen that Li Jian was someone with a good head on his shoulders. If he really didn't know any German, he definitely wouldn't talk so carelessly. Auntie's darling little Yan, you actually know German too. It really makes me see you in a new light. After drinking a little, Auntie Lei's quirk seemed to have flared up again, but I really liked it when Auntie Lei showed such excitement. Little Yan, do you really know how to speak German? Yes, I've been self-studying German for a while. If it's a part-time German interpreter job, it shouldn't be a problem. Auntie Shen, you can consider me. Only now did Li Jian truly understand the benefits of having a god-level memory. If I worked part-time, my earning speed would be much faster than ordinary people. If I wanted to find a full-time translation job, with my diverse foreign language skills, I would definitely be a very promising candidate. Job hunting would also be much easier. However, Li Jian still clearly remembered the big opportunity at Changlong Group in the future, so I wouldn't change my current job. Therefore, I absolutely had no intention of job hopping. You really know German? The eyes of the three top-tier ladies in the room, looking at Li Jian, had all become different than before. He didn't even major in foreign languages, yet he could speak German. This was truly beyond imagination. I'm telling the truth, Auntie Shen. But your major wasn't German, was it? Auntie, I taught myself. During university, I studied German on my own in my spare time. He Yanrong, who was still washing Li Jian's feet, couldn't help but develop a fresh perspective on him. This kid seems to have some talent after all. Then why don't you try chatting with Mia? If you really know German, just reaching a certain level, I'll give you this part-time job right away. Mia cleared her throat slightly and began using German to converse with Li Jian. Sprechen Sie doch? Li Jian, yes. I know, is fast. Sehr authentisch. Haben Sie jemals einen Lehrer gefunden? I replied, am completely self-taught. When Li Jian actually spoke German fluently and could respond smoothly to Mia, in the eyes of the three older women, there was nothing but sheer disbelief. This kid actually knows German, especially in the beautiful eyes of Shen Hongmei, which always held an indifferent look. There were strange glints sparkling. Most people nowadays are very superficial, only focusing on immediate benefits in everything they do, unable to settle their minds to practice. A talented and calm young man like Li Jian is truly a rare and hard-to-find creature. Turns out this child is so talented. After chatting with Li Jian for a while, Mia said seriously to Shen Hongmei, Mrs. Shen, this boy's German is absolutely outstanding. He could live perfectly well in my home country. If he agrees to be your interpreter, this level is more than enough. With that, Mia gave Li Jian a thumbs up. Kid, your German is great. It makes me feel like I'm back home. In the future, if you want to practice speaking, come find me. The women looked at me with eyes that had completely changed from the beginning. Darling little Yan, you're so talented. You actually know German too. It really opens my eyes. Come here, I'll let you eat something delicious. He Yanrong's eyes were filled with curiosity. Nowadays, many young people just want to stay idle and ignore life, not caring to strive. Yet Li Jian is actually proficient in German. Little Yan, why did you think of learning German? And to learn it so well, too. This time, you can definitely go to Auntie Shen's company to work part-time. Mia expressed her astonishment in Chinese. Kid, your talent is truly very high. Rarely is anyone as smart as you. Using your spare time to be able to learn German to this level. I'm afraid even German major students might not necessarily reach where you are. After offering her praises to Li Jian, Mia left the private room. She kept hinting that I could get close to her, but tactfully refused. Feeling my foot, with its toes being cupped by He Yanrong's jade-like hands, wonderful sensations were transmitted. Li Jian turned his head to look at Shen Hongmei beside him, and asked with anticipation, Auntie Shen, can I go to your company to work part-time now? My regular job is very flexible, so if you need anything, it'll definitely be there on time. All right, Shen Hongmei agreed. At this moment, she secretly felt something was wrong. She clearly wanted to lessen contact with Li Jian, but the tangle between them was getting tighter and tighter. Could it be that she and he truly have an inseparable bond of fate? Next, Shen Hongmei looked at Lai Feifi with a bit of resentment. This alcoholic lady. Could Li Jian be her secret son, since she treats him so well, even bringing him along when the sisters go for a foot soak? 1,000 cups without drunk system attribute was also quickly activated, making me even want to test it out immediately. Yanrong, do you want to adopt a son? I think darling little Yan is perfect to be your adopted son. Lai Feifi, after having too much to drink, couldn't keep her mouth still, just wanting to tease Li Jian and her two best friends. She felt that since Li Jian entered her life, everything had suddenly become much more interesting. Her face, which was naturally always calm, yet full of He Yanrong's charm, suddenly flushed red. Do you believe Hongmei and I will tear you apart? She really didn't expect this drunkard would dare to mention such a thing in front of an outsider. He Yanrong truly was an excessively sensual woman, even without doing anything, just by Li Jian looking at that gorgeous face, along with the faint wrinkles at the corners of her eyes, he would feel the hormones in his body start surging powerfully. This status as Liu Jingxing's mother made it even more so in my heart, arousing a very special excitement. At the same time, I also noticed that He Yanrong was actually getting angry. I could see that. He Yanrong's personality was truly that of a gentle, ladylike Jiangnan woman. Moreover, she was very attentive and thoughtful in everything she did. Combined with that flirtatious and charming face, it really made my heart stir. At the same time, I also felt unspeakably happy to get the part-time job at Shen Hongmei's. He was happy to the bottom of his heart, not just because I could earn an extra income, but more importantly, the chance for him to meet Shen Hongmei had significantly increased. Ever since that fateful night with Shen Hongmei, everything about this woman made my heart feel utterly captivated. There are some aftertastes in life that one must truly taste before they can understand. All right, I'll stop talking. Seeing her two friends looking like they wanted to eat her alive, Lai Feifi immediately admitted fault. Let me go handle this first. After leaving the private room, an indescribable sense of shame rose in He Yanrong's heart. All these years, perhaps I've spoiled this daughter too much. That's why she's become so arbitrary and impulsive. However, deep down in my heart, isn't it also that I'm coveting that feeling of being cared for like that? I really need to have a serious talk with that girl. He Yanrong muttered to herself. Inside the private room, Lai Feifi lay sprawled on the chair, enjoying the foot massage service from the female technician. Her gorgeous face, with its strong ladylike demeanor, was full of relaxation. Darling little Yan, have a cocktail. No thanks, Auntie Lai. I don't want to drink. Besides, I have to go to work tomorrow. Last time I was forced to drink by Shen Hongmei. Li Jian truly felt it was a memorable experience. The feeling of being hammered wasn't pleasant at all. Are you rejecting your Auntie Lai? Lai Feifi assumed that. Perhaps Li Jian was rejecting the cocktail because she had already drunk from it. With that, Lai Feifi stuck out her tongue and licked all around the rim of the bottle. Don't you dare reject me. I brush my teeth very cleanly every day. My mouth always smells fresh. If you don't believe me, come here and see if my tongue smells good. Not only does it smell good, but it's also very soft. After handing over the lick bottle of liquor and setting it down in front of Li Jian, Lai Fei kept urging me to drink. Shen Hongmei's eyes widened. She really couldn't understand why Lai Fei could love Li Jian this much. There was no shortage of men in their normal social circles. After all, in this society that values social connections, everyone must have certain relationships. But Lai Fei always showed indifference and coldness toward those middle-aged men. Communication with them was only at a normal social level. Yet since Li Jian appeared, Lai Fei seemed to have suddenly become more true to herself. She always loved teasing Li Jian, Seemingly in her heart, she really considered Li Jian to be like a small child. Lai Fei, you crazy woman, tone it down. Don't spoil the kid. What's wrong, Hong Mei? Are you jealous? Makes sense, I can tell you two have something going on. Are you worried I'll steal your darling little Yan? Or how about you come over and feed him yourself, and then I'll stay away from him immediately? It's just us women here, it's fine. At this moment, Shen Hongmei was also showing signs of losing her cool, this crazy woman and her careless talk. Before long, He Yanrong returned to the private room. After sitting down in front of Li Jian, she used a warm towel to gently help Li Jian clean meticulously between each toe. Then, with her fair and smooth hands, she began to massage Li Jian's feet. Although she had changed into an elegant white cheongsam, looking at that face, I still felt He Yanrong exuded a deadly charm. This woman was truly born for this sensuality. Fortunately, her ability to stay calm was quite good. Just now, taking advantage of a moment when no one was looking, she had skillfully adjusted her posture slightly so as not to reveal any traces of exposure. Little Yan, hurry up and drink. Are you really rejecting it? It's fine if you don't drink. Then I'll punish you by making you go find your Auntie Rong so she can make it up to you. I swallowed slightly. My dearest Auntie Lai, how am I supposed to carry out the punishments you give? He Yanrong's face flushed red once again. As a woman's experience, her inner self was much more stable. However, no one could resist the flirtatious teasing of this alcoholic Lai Fei. Drink up now. Drink, or I'll really be sad. Under Lai Fei's constant urging, I finally drank the bottle of liquor that Lai Fei had lit. I don't know why. I actually felt a bit of sweetness. I don't know if this is just a psychological illusion, but I guess this means I basically tasted Auntie Lai's saliva. While drinking in heart, I unconsciously started to imagine a scene of Auntie Lai and me kissing passionately. Then Auntie Lai would keep passing those illusory streams of sweet nectar. No, this scene isn't right at all. I really should restrain myself a bit. My transformation, to someone standing as close as He Yanrong, everything was caught perfectly in her sight. Shen Hongmei saw this entire scene as well. In her heart, she felt incredibly bitter, as if she had just downed a whole jar of aged vinegar, because that thing had happened with Li Jian. In Shen Hongmei's heart, her sense of intimacy with Li Jian was very deep. Seeing Li Jian drink from the glass Lai Fei had just used, inside her heart, she felt as though something of hers had been stolen. Yet on that haughty and cold face, she didn't let any obvious expression show. Her inner self had always been very strong, but that surge of jealousy kept rising up, and she couldn't suppress it at all. Fei, you're treating little Yan so well. He isn't your secret son, is he? I think that's actually quite possible. He Yanrong, who had been attacked by Lai Fei's flirtatious words, now began her counterattack. While massaging Li Jian's feet, she launched several mental strikes. How did you know, Yanrong? He Yanrong, it was clear that she had underestimated Lai Fei's mental defenses. To a drunkard, she wasn't afraid of these verbal jabs at all. Actually, baby Yan is my son. I even just finished feeding him last night. Baby Yan, hurry and call me Mom. Li Jian, the first time Shen Hongmei introduced me to Auntie Lai, I still felt that. Lai Fei's way of speaking was incredibly bold, but thinking back, she was being quite restrained then. But anyway, I'm running dry right now. I don't have any real supply at all. Yanrong, could you please check on my dear son for me? In the one with the real stuff, I can make sure my son is well fed. Please. Yanrong was massaging my feet, and while holding my foot, she unconsciously applied a bit more pressure. Perfect pressure from her made me unable to stop a soft groan from escaping. Look at my son. He's so happy just hearing those words, Yanrong. Yanrong's face began to flush red. I could even feel Yanrong's hands getting warmer. I had truly felt just how terrifying Auntie Lai's offensive power is when she's drunk. Even the Madame Yanrong from Century Palace was starting to reach her limit. Indeed, Auntie Lai's flirtatious remarks, any normal woman wouldn't be able to withstand them. Yet this made me, in my heart, like Lai Fei even more. Auntie Lai is always so adorable when she's drunk. Lai Fei, I think you should quit drinking. You're way too flirtatious after you get drunk. Go feed your son yourself. That'll have to wait until tonight. I'll naturally feed him when night comes. As his second auntie, I think you should give my son a little taste right now. Listening to the dialogue between Lai Fei and He Yanrong, I just felt the blood in my body circulating at a dizzying speed. At such close range, I could even smell a faint, milky scent on He Yanrong. It was an incredibly pure and sweet fragrance. 10+ minutes passed. Then He Yanrong lay down and called another female technician to massage her feet. During the whole process, Lai Fei kept saying flirtatious things, making my heart race so much that I couldn't calm down. Auntie Lai's words were certainly nice to hear. Turning them into reality was a massive hurdle. Shen Hongmei lay there, glancing at Li Jiyan from the corner of her eye. Bitter feelings still refused to vanish. She always felt that the relationship between Li Jiyan and Lai Feifei was becoming far too intimate. Would the two of them develop into lovers later on? She couldn't just stand idly by and let her beloved nephew walk down the wrong path. A while later, I asked to be excused to use the restroom, then stepped out of the private room. Just as I reached the restroom door, I happened to run into Maya, who was dressed very provocatively, leisurely strolling around there. Seeing Li Jiyan approach, Mia couldn't help but start checking me out. Right then, Li Jiyan's undeniable and attractive appearance completely caught her attention. This made her heart skip a beat. Of all the guests who came for foot soaks here, not a single one had the pure aura this boy had, which truly moved her. "Do you want to do it with me? With your sister? Having some fun together would be so relaxing, Li Jiyan." "I'm really not interested, but thanks anyway. Your sister can teach you a lesson about the flesh, you know." Maya still felt unwilling to let it go. Li Jiyan helplessly said, "I already have someone I like. I didn't expect this Western girl to have her eye on me, but I really have no interest in technicians. All right, what a pity. I really like you." Looking at Li Jiyan, she said regretfully, "If you want to do that thing, just come find me." When Li Jiyan was about to leave, she added one more thing. "This sister can have some fun with you, but you have to promise that you won't use a condom with me." I started to find this woman unbearable, so I left immediately. Even though I'm a fairly open-minded person, I really have no taste for technicians. Even when being seduced, I didn't feel excited. But if it were Auntie Shen, then I would definitely surrender immediately. At 10:30 at night, Shen Hongmei glanced at her watch, saw it was late, and said, "Let's go. Xiaoyan, Feifei, let me take you both home." Right then, the thoughts in my head were still drifting away, lost in idle daydreams. Shen Hongmei's words pulled me back to reality. "Yes, Auntie." After getting into Auntie Shen's car, Lai Feifei fell asleep as soon as she lay back. She had just downed a few more cocktails earlier, which meant Lai Feifei couldn't flirt or tease anymore, making me feel a bit bored. "Auntie Shen, whenever you need me for translation, just call me anytime. My work is very flexible. I can come help you immediately." I felt more and more that the job Lai Feifei arranged for me was like paradise. The job is free, high salary, and the benefits are extremely good. The only pressure is the fear of not meeting the KPI. Unless you have massive connections, otherwise you'd be fired instantly. "All right, Xiaoyan, I'll call you later if something comes up." As she spoke, Shen Hongmei's mind went back to when Li Jiyan was chatting with Mia, that extremely confident and fluent way he spoke. Just thinking about it, in her heart, she felt completely astonished. Li Jiyan wasn't even 21 yet. German wasn't even his major, yet he could learn it to such a remarkable level. It was truly amazing. This made Shen Hongmei, in her heart, constantly imagine Li Jiyan, such a child from a poor family, having to stay up late and wake up early to study so hard. Because of that, her favorable impression of Li Jiyan unconsciously increased quite a bit. The two of them, as usual, after putting Lai Feifei to bed to rest, Shen Hongmei then drove Li Jiyan home. Even as he was leaving, she was still calling out in her sleep, "Xiaoyan, baby, let me feed you milk." At the foot of the apartment building, Shen Hongmei once again stood before Li Jiyan. "Xiaoyan, your Auntie Lai. Actually, she's not normally like that. Normally, in front of middle-aged men, she's very polite and proper. Maybe it's because in our circle of friends, you're the only junior, so she just treats you like a child and teases you. Don't take what she says to heart, and just don't talk back to her." "I understand, Auntie Shen." In Li Jian's heart, a glimmer of hope was lit. Shen Hongmei specifically mentioned this to me, so she's clearly being a little jealous. At this moment, Li Jian suddenly realized that the key to being with Auntie Shen probably lies with Auntie Lai. Then I'll head back first. "Xiaoyan, I still want to adopt you. You can tell me any time." Shen Hongmei ruffled Li Jian's hair. In her deep heart, she had never felt so much admiration for a young person. After the A6 drove out of sight, I slowly regained my composure, then strolled upstairs. It seems like I actually stepped into the circle of Shanghai's rich ladies. The young Shanghai man glanced at his watch. In my heart, I began eagerly awaiting the new information to be updated tomorrow. I knew very well this is truly my biggest opportunity to change my life. Getting home, the living room was completely empty except for the refrigerator. I felt truly speechless regarding this couple, Shang Shunsheng and Liu Yan. I really have nothing to say. If it wasn't for the fact that the master bedroom really had no space left, then they probably would have hauled the fridge away too. Turning on the computer, I kept burying my head in studying, planning to stay up until midnight. Exactly at midnight, the new information was updated accurately. The owner of the second private supermarket on Namim 4 Road is looking for a new supplier. His base price is as follows. Liu Jingxing just lost face in front of his colleagues, so he's plotting to ruin your reputation, so that you'll be fired from the company. That bastard! I let out a curse. If I feel like I'm not cursing. Go to this lottery shop and buy this scratch card. You can win a prize of 3,000 yuan. These new lines of information made me break into a radiant smile. With help from future information, and knowing the base price, I easily secured my first order, bringing a new client to the company. Every month, I only need to find 3 new clients to consider the KPI target met. With intelligence to use every day like this, my goal of settling down in Shanghai has taken a long step forward. Just a few days later, my savings had reached 15,000 yuan. This speed of making money makes me happy every single day. The number of times I used intelligence increased significantly, which fills me with hope for the future. Yet, every time I go to the company and see Liu Jingxing, I feel extremely nauseous. I often hear from a distance Liu Jingxing spreading nasty rumors to slander my reputation with female colleagues. And based on that theory about how men sitting down to pee is more polite, and his warm heartthrob persona, Liu Jingxing has also gained a few more little sisters at the company. I don't even bother dealing with him. I can't just rush in and punch him after the events that just happened. I've also started learning how to restrain myself. It's better to follow the rules in a law-abiding society. And over the past few days, Shang Shunsheng and Liu Yan are quiet as mice whenever they see me. Every time that Shru Jiao Shuman sees me, her eyes become even sharper as if wanting to pierce through me. I truly feel like Jiao Shuman wants to tear me apart for revenge. This makes me feel that my previous compassion was truly wasted. Better to just directly retaliate against this shrew. And Shu Chanqian mocks and teases me in the group chat every day. I can clearly feel that. This bitch ultimately despises me so much. But am not in a hurry. There will be plenty of chances to get revenge on her. 4 days passed. I have also gradually grown accustomed to the bustling social life in the Magic City. Since getting the golden touch, I finally feel that my future is full of hope. Midnight, I just finished studying French, so I used my thoughts to open the intelligence panel. Tomorrow morning, the Hot Western CEO of the group's branch in Pudong will be at the company. At 9:30 p.m., while Shen Hongmei and Lai Feifi are walking, because of the high heels, Auntie Shen will accidentally sprain her ankle. Icing combined with a massage can help with immediate first aid. New mission, help Shen Hongmei treat her foot injury. Mission reward, empty-handed blade capture skill. Empty-handed blade capture can help you use your bare hands absolutely to deal with enemies holding weapons in their hands and strip them of their gear with ease. This mission made me completely invigorated. This is what real martial arts looks like. The next day, as soon as I set foot in the company, I ran into Liu Jingxing as usual. When I first entered university, I was an incredibly simple and rustic boy. Traditional upbringing from my parents meant my personality was always about patience and endurance. But after so many events over the years, I no longer intend to tolerate Liu Jingxing even one more time. At the same time, I also ran into someone who surprised me greatly. That person was Liu Yiqin, the former student council president from my university days. Liu Jingxing was currently flashing a sycophantic smile to gain his favor. Li Jian still remembered clearly from school days that Liu Jingxing, because he wanted to join the student council, constantly clung to and flattered this president in a pathetic way. Xiao Yan Wang Ye just walked over. Wang Ye is in her 30s and is a married woman. Her appearance is also on the beautiful side, but if compared to high-class ladies like Lai Feifi or Shen Hongmei, then she's really not in the same league at all. Wang Ya had liked Li Jian from the beginning, always seeing him as her younger brother, and had a lot of affection for him. Sister Wang, this damned Liu Jingxing, ever since he came to our sales department, he's been talking bad about you everywhere. He says you're a lovesick stalker following his ex-girlfriend, and so sick of hearing it. The new girls have all become part of his little sister circle. I leisurely sat down. I'm used to it. People with poisonous tongues like him just use their lack of education as a joke. Yeah, Xiao Yan, he's not the worry. But you must be careful. Don't offend that Liu Yiqin. I heard rumors his mother is the CEO of our branch. His external startup failed, so he came back to work at the company. In the future, he'll definitely be our boss. Either in surprise, isn't our branch CEO a hot Western woman? Wanya was truly startled. You brat, don't talk so recklessly. If someone snitches, you're finished. That Catherine woman isn't someone to mess with. She's formidable. Looking around to see if anyone was paying attention, Anya pulled me to sit down lower. This Catherine is American, but her husband is one of ours. He's a tycoon who has already taken our nationality. Isn't it extremely difficult to get our nationality? Difficult, but not impossible. Haven't you noticed that this Liu Yuchen looks like he's mixed race? Of course, it's just a rumor. No one has confirmed it yet. But it's best if you don't offend him. After Wang Ya's warning, I finally realized it really was like that. Back in school, this student council president drove a whole BMW 3 Series to class. He really had many girls crushing on him. For example, Su Qianqian had also pursued Liu Yichen, but Liu Yichen was always surrounded by fine things. He never had time to bother with someone like Su Qianqian. The words had barely left her mouth when the clicking of high heels echoed in the hallway. Very quickly, I saw a very seductive Western woman walk in. A sexy short skirt with black stockings and high heels, and a crop top showing off a slim waist, immediately drew all of Li Jian's attention. Catherine has a height of 1.78 meters, and when wearing high heels, her height exceeded 1.85 meters. Regarding height, perhaps only Shen Hongmei has enough presence to overshadow her. And her bust was also very full and fiery, fully deserving of the title of a seductive Western beauty. Her appearance has traits completely different from Eastern women. But if a woman is beautiful enough, then that beauty will always be recognized by the entire world. That face gave Li Jian a sense of a haughty and magnificent Western beauty. The lovely face of a white lady made Li Jian completely stunned. Compared to Mia, Catherine, a genuine American lady, is truly much more beautiful. Li Jian had no interest in that Mia girl, but as for this CEO, stand up quickly. In our company, one must be absolutely respectful towards superiors. Otherwise, if they put you on a blacklist, your career path is as good as over. I stood up with a slight bow, skillfully adjusting my standing posture. After that, I followed Catherine with Wang Ya, and I suddenly realized that having a workplace veteran guide you is completely different. At least it can help me avoid countless unnecessary pitfalls. Greetings, everyone. Catherine's Chinese still carries a strong American regional accent. However, thanks to living here for many years, she has also become extremely proficient in this language. After chatting with the colleagues in the sales department for about half an hour, she finally let everyone start working. For me, today was another leisurely workday. While spending time studying, I also took the chance to handle a few professional tasks. Of course, I didn't forget the important information I just received. At 9:30 p.m., Shen Hongmei will accidentally sprain her ankle. At Century Palace, He Yanrong was having a lively conversation with her colleague, Sister Liu. Sister Liu at Century Palace is also part of the management, but regarding seniority and authority, she is still one level below He Yanrong. That guy named Li Jian is truly outstanding. Mia already tested his German proficiency. It must be said he is extremely good. Sister Liu asked He Yanrong with a worried look. Yanrong, don't tell me you've fallen for that boy. He's only 20 years old. Even though you have an extremely seductive and fiery appearance, don't do anything foolish. In this profession of ours, so many female technicians, just because they developed real feelings for a client, had all the sweat and tears money they saved for years swindled away. Remember that Sun girl? She left to follow a guest for half a year, and now doesn't she have to come back here to continue the trade? You need to wake up. Besides, your possessiveness is so high. I don't think any man could stand you. He Yanrong's face flushed slightly. What nonsense are you talking about, anti-lie? I talk so much, I'm not like you. Believing a client's promise only to be swindled empty-handed. In the way young people say it now, you're a genuine love brain. Li Jian is still just a child, even younger than my own son. What kind of nonsense are you thinking? Besides, you and I aren't even in the same profession. I've never been a technician. Sister Liu finally felt a bit more at ease. As someone who had been hurt many times herself, she was truly afraid He Yanrong would follow in her old footsteps. We're all old now. If some old man takes an interest, I guess I'll just have to go with it. Regardless, you should watch out for yourself. Best not to think about things you shouldn't. You still dare to call me a love brain. The real love brain is actually you. Your possessiveness has reached an abnormal level. But honestly, Yanrong, aren't you considering becoming a technician? With an appearance this seductive and charming, I'm sure if you made a move, then every massage session would start at 3,000 yuan. With just that, your son could buy a house in the city center later. Stop it, sister. That night, I was riding an electric bike through the streets. I still felt a wave of oppressive heat that was very uncomfortable. I thought to myself that this heat might be because my own heart is racing too much. Once I arrived at the location where Shen Hongmei was about to sprain her foot, I stood there quietly waiting for her to appear. This was a busy street with many different turnoffs, so I just stood there waiting patiently. I couldn't know for sure which direction Shen Hongmei and Lai Feifei would come from. Exactly at 9:30 p.m., sure enough, Lai Feifei and Shen Hongmei walked up together. Lai Feifei is 1.68 meters tall in high heels, while Shen Hongmei in towering Valentino shoes reached a height of 1.92 meters. The height difference between the two of them was very distinct. Gazing at those attractive, endless legs, in my mind, fragments of memories accidentally surfaced about that passionate night with Shen Hongmei. It was truly an intoxicating night that in my whole life, I could never possibly forget. In just a blink, the heel of Shen Hongmei's Valentino shoe unfortunately got caught in a gap in the drainage cover. Due to the sudden loss of balance, Shen Hongmei's foot was sprained quite painfully. Shen Hongmei let out cries of extreme pain. "Auntie, are you all right?" Shen Hongmei, whose period had not yet ended, she was already physically unwell, and now she had even sprained her ankle. Beads of cold sweat began to form on her forehead. I didn't expect it either. Shen Hongmei's ankle sprain happened so suddenly in the blink of an eye. I rushed forward immediately. Once I reached Shen Hongmei's side, I asked anxiously, "Auntie Shen, are you okay?" Seeing Li Jian running over, both Shen Hongmei and Lai Feifei felt a bit incredulous. Shen Hongmei thought perhaps Lai Feifei had called me here. Today, Lai Feifei hadn't been drinking. She certainly wouldn't have done something like that. Meanwhile, Lai Feifei was simply struck by surprise. Could it be that Shen Hongmei, Li Jian, and I are truly destined to meet like this? "Help me to that bench over there first." Shen Hongmei suppressed her pain, trying to stay calm. "Auntie Shen, let me carry you on my back." After I squatted down. Shen Hongmei leaned onto my back. Feeling that soft weight against me, I maintained the utmost respect, carrying Shen Hongmei toward the roadside. "It's lucky you came, Li Jian. If you hadn't, I probably couldn't have carried Hongmei myself. She's just too heavy." Shen Hongmei was in so much pain she didn't even have the strength to glare. Under normal circumstances, she would have surely given Lai Feifei's cheek a painful pinch. This crazy woman talks so flirtatiously when she's drunk. And even when sober, she speaks without any filter. After setting Shen Hongmei down, I glanced at Lai Feifei standing nearby. This walking wine jar, when she hasn't drunk much, is so normal that it feels completely abnormal to me. If she had been drinking, she would definitely be spouting flirtatious words by now. "Auntie Shen, let me check your foot." As he spoke, Li Jian gently lifted Shen Hongmei's delicate foot. Seeing the ankle swelling up so rapidly, my heart filled with deep concern. I truly couldn't prevent her from spraining her ankle. The moment she saw me, she lost her footing. Some things are just meant to be. It's swelling quite a bit. It needs a massage combined with an ice compress. In front of Shen Hongmei, I gently knelt down. "Auntie Shen, may I take off your shoe first?" As I removed her shoe, I accidentally brushed against Shen Hongmei's ankle, causing her to let out a cry of pain. In her heart, Shen Hongmei felt somewhat lucky. Fortunately, that wine jar friend of hers hadn't been drinking. Otherwise, the flirtatious remarks would have started instantly. Then I began to work on her ankle, performing a massage. A sharp surge of pain hit her, forcing Shen Hongmei to grit her teeth. "Auntie Shen, for this kind of sprain, we need to elevate the ankle a bit. That way, it can reduce the blood flow to the injured area and help ease the pain." I pressed and massaged for Shen Hongmei. Even though holding her exquisite foot like this reminded me of when Shen Hongmei shared her knowledge with me, those few memories. But I truly felt for Shen Hongmei. I had no mind to enjoy it right now. This made Lai Feifei, who was standing beside us, feel completely amazed. "Li Jian, how do you know so much? You know German, and now you know first aid too." Lai Feifei, in her sober state, greatly admired Li Jian's talents, and now she respected me even more. I just like to learn extra things in my spare time. "Auntie Lai, please go to the nearby supermarket and buy some ice pops. If we apply a cold compress, it won't swell up too much. It'll be a real hassle if we don't treat it properly. Later, we should also buy some medicated oil for sprains." Lai Feifei looked quite composed. She turned and walked toward the supermarket across the street. After entering the supermarket, Lai Feifei quickly grabbed a bag of ice pops. While checking out, she saw several bottles of wine behind the counter. She couldn't help but gulp. Maybe a little wine will help Hongmei with the pain. A moment later, Lai Feifei returned. "The ice is here, Li Jian." After Lai Feifei returned, I took the bag of ice pops and started the cold compress for Shen Hongmei. The cold ice against her foot combined with my earnest massage. Shen Hongmei felt the sharp pain, gradually beginning to fade. She slowly began to return to her normal state. Seeing Shen Hongmei's much improved complexion, I let out a sigh of relief. One day as husband and wife, 700 days of gratitude. That night, Shen Hongmei and I had forged a bond of 700 days' worth of kindness, and Shen Hongmei truly treated me very well. My job at the Suonglong Group was thanks to her using her connections to recommend me, So in my heart, it was only natural that I cared deeply for Shen Hongmei. Auntie Lai, why did you buy wine again? I saw that Hongmei was in so much pain, so I wanted to give her some wine to ease the pain. At this moment, I didn't have the heart to expose Lai Feifi, the fact that Auntie Shen was on her period. How could this wine jar not know? She obviously just couldn't resist her craving when she saw the wine. This is truly the nature of a wine jar. Hongmei, you really do look much better. Li Jian, you really are the best. But why are you here? Shen Hongmei, feeling a bit better, looked toward Li Jian. She was also curious. At this moment, her stocking-clad foot was being held by Li Jian, causing a slight stir in her heart. But for someone as mentally strong as Shen Hongmei, her expression remained as calm as ever. Auntie Lai, I usually like to wander around in my free time. I didn't expect to pass by here and run into both of you. Then it really must be fate. Hongmei, you're not in pain anymore, right? Shen Hongmei hummed in agreement. It was truly painful at first. But with the firm pressure from Li Jian, she gradually got used to the sensation and the pain faded. Seeing that Shen Hongmei was genuinely all right, Lai Feifi casually took out a wine corkscrew. After opening the wine, she drank straight from the bottle. At first, Lai Feifi drank in a very normal and quiet manner, watching Li Jian massage Shen Hongmei's foot. But gradually, her face began to flush red. Xiao Yanbao, hearing this familiar nickname. I thought to myself, oh no, there was no doubt about it. The wine jar had returned to her drunken state. Look, every time your Auntie Shen runs into bad luck, she runs into you. Li Jian, are you Auntie Shen's jinx or something? Shen Hongmei looked at the person before her, who was tirelessly helping her with a massage. Li Jian's hands moved skillfully. She felt a strange, indescribable feeling in her heart. In the past, she truly never believed in nonsense like destiny. But if she and Li Jian didn't keep crossing paths, it wasn't just once, in such a massive city. The probability of two people repeatedly meeting by chance is lower than winning the lottery. And yet, she and Li Jian just kept meeting. The more she wanted to keep her distance from Li Jian, the more impossible it seemed to do. She felt a slight sigh deep within herself. Auntie Shen, your foot is so cold. Let me warm it up for you. Saying that, Li Jian took her stocking-clad foot and pressed it against his abdomen. The cold sensation transmitted to him, making Li Jian feel a bit uncomfortable, but that feeling quickly turned into enjoyment. While holding that soft foot, warmth radiating from the foot pulled Shen Hongmei's memory back to when Li Jian was in the back seat of the car, the scene of Li Jian helping her warm her feet. A surge of tenderness rose within Shen Hongmei. This boy and I are truly becoming inseparable, and he always wants to be by my side. Thinking of this, Shen Hongmei felt another headache. Even when she first started her business, even being at a dead end had never made her feel this conflicted. Shen Hongmei, go ahead and keep saying there is nothing between you and Xiao Yanbao. While drinking, Lai Feifei looked at Shen Hongmei like she caught a thief red-handed. He's even warming your feet now. Tell me, these feet of yours, have they ever helped Li Jian with anything else? Shen Hongmei felt a pang of regret. This crazy drunkard. I really should have stopped her from drinking earlier. Whenever she drinks, she stops being normal. Flirtatious words just pour out of her one after another. Lai Feifei, I'm going to rip your mouth open. Still won't admit it? I bet. You already did that with Li Jian last night, didn't you? And you're still making me guess. I knew well that Shen Hongmei didn't want anyone to know about her. Having already had that encounter with me, deep down, I could understand Shen Hongmei's position. After all, the real-world issues to face were just too many. At this point, I spoke up. Auntie Lai, there's really nothing going on. Please don't overthink it. Lai Feifei rubbed Li Jian's head. Xiao Yanbao, you've already warmed Hongmei's feet. Auntie Lai wants you to warm her feet too. After Lai Feifei took off her high heels, she proactively placed her stocking-clad feet onto Li Jian's chest. Hold them quickly. Whatever Auntie Shen gets, I must get too. Instinctively, I obediently held Lai Feifei's black stockinged feet. One side of my chest held a nude stockinged foot. The other side held a black stockinged foot. It made me feel an incredible sense of fulfillment. Happiness came so unexpectedly. It's true that only when this wine jar gets weighted does she do things like proactively offering me her feet this. Looking at Lai Feifei's feet, pressed close against mine, Shen Hongmei felt extremely uncomfortable. Jealousy is a basic human instinct, even if it's something you don't even like. If someone suddenly tries to snatch it, you'll instinctively want to keep it for yourself. Let alone Li Jian, who was a real person for whom she already harbored a lot of affection. Xiao Yanbao, do you think my feet are softer? Or are your Auntie Shen's softer? Whose feet you like more? Faced with such a lethal question, I truly didn't dare to utter a word. I like them. Both Auntie Shen's and Auntie Lei's feet are beautiful. The alcohol in Lai Feifi's system was rising higher and higher. You little rascal, Xiao Yanbao. Be honest with Auntie Lai now. Has Hongmei ever used these feet to help you finish? I see lots of people online who love beautiful feet, especially when they're in stockings. Do you like it? Shen Hongmei's face finally flushed bright red. She couldn't help but lightly pinch Lai Feifi's neck and said, "Say one more word, and I'll rip your mouth apart." Lai Feifi coughed. "I won't say it. I won't say it. I promise I won't talk about you anymore." Only then did Shen Hongmei let go. Xiao Yanbao, do you like my feet? How about I let you eat my feet after you're done eating them? I'll let you drink some milk too. As she spoke, Lai Feifi used her toes to lightly scratch my chest. That burning sensation made my blood race even faster. This wine jar really smelled fragrant all over. Even her stocking-clad legs gave off a sweet scent. Hearing this absurd request, Li Jian was completely against it. Auntie Lai, please don't tease me like that. Even I felt a bit embarrassed now. I used to think my skin was thick enough, but compared to the boldness of this wine jar, I was like an innocent kindergartner. At the same time, I really wanted to ask Lai Feifi a question. Auntie Lai, when are these words of yours going to come true? I know it's because your Auntie Shen is here. Like you're feeling shy, right? Wait until Auntie Shen isn't around. Then you can enjoy my feet, okay? Lai Feifi's big, beautiful eyes kept blinking. Regarding the idea of Li Jian eating her feet, Lai Feifi seemed genuinely very interested. Auntie Lai, am really not interested in that. Holding one black stocking foot and one nude stocking foot. At this moment, I felt like I was in a dream. If only I could make Auntie Shen and Auntie Lai live in harmony with me. 3 of us living happily together. How wonderful that would be. Listening to the constant flirtatious remarks from Lai Feifi, Shen Hongmei felt extremely frustrated. The feeling that something belonging to her was being intentionally snatched away caused jealousy to spread throughout her heart. Hearing Lai Feifi's flirtatious words, I gently used my hands to massage Shen Hongmei's feet to soothe her menstrual pain. From Shen Hongmei's expression last time, I could tell that those special days every month for Shen Hongmei were always a very difficult time. Auntie Shen, do you feel a bit warmer? Much better. Lai Feifi said indignantly while drinking. Xiao Yanbao, you only care about massaging Auntie Shen's feet. You haven't massaged mine at all. That's so biased. After saying that, Lai Feifi used her toes again to wiggle on my chest. I had to hold Lai Feifi's stocking foot and gently massaged it. Auntie Lai. Auntie Shen is in pain because of her period. That's why I'm helping her stay warm, Lai Feifi said with a flushed face. I knew the 2 of you had something going on. Look, you even know exactly when her period is. Do you 2 only take a break for those 7 days each month? I thought to myself, if only that were actually true. Right now, Auntie Shen just wants to adopt me, just to cut off all my hopes. Lai Feifi, you crazy woman. Shen Hongmei scolded while clutching her stomach. Did I hit a sore spot? Hongmei, I know perfectly well you 2 are having an affair. Shen Hongmei quickly covered Lai Feifi's mouth, but Lai Feifi kept spouting flirtatious words anyway. From now on, I'm definitely not letting you drink anymore. Surrounded by constant flirtatious remarks, I continued diligently helping Shen Hongmei, massaging her injury without stopping, until the bag of ice pops had completely melted. Only then did I ask, Auntie Shen, how do you feel now? Even though holding both black and white feet always made me feel incredibly excited. But a scene like this has a time limit, after all. If I kept massaging, Auntie Shen would surely notice something was up. Shen Hongmei withdrew her foot. After moving it gently a few times, she confirmed that her foot was fine. It doesn't hurt anymore, Xiao Yan. You're really quite capable. Shen Hongmei realized that Li Jian actually had many bright spots. Perhaps it's true that poor children learn to handle things early. Then Shen Hongmei noticed Lai Feifei was still using her toes to scratch. At Li Jian, she couldn't help but feel a bit annoyed. After all, she and Li Jian shared that 700-day bond. Therefore, she felt an instinctive possessiveness toward Li Jian. When her foot was on his chest, she saw no problem. But if it was Lai Feifei, then it was a problem. She gave Lai Feifei's leg a light slap. Only then did Lai Feifei withdraw her leg. Ouch, that hurts. What are you doing? Are you jealous? And not trying to steal Xiao Yanbao from you. If you like him, Just take him home and give him some milk then. Shen Hongmei was truly speechless with this wine jar. When she's not drinking, I can still lecture her a bit, but how could I reason with a drunk person like her? Stop it, Lai Feifei. Don't tease the boy like that all the time. He's a junior. You should treat him like your own son. Exactly. I treat Xiao Yanbao like a son. That's why I want to give him milk. Are you jealous? Shen Hongmei used both hands to cover Lai Feifei's mouth and then stood up helplessly. You're truly a maddening woman. I'm not even talking to you anymore. Shen Hongmei then slipped into her Valentino heels. Xiao Yan, help me. The heel of my shoe is broken. Besides, I can't put any weight on my sprained foot. So Shen Hongmei had to let Li Jian support her, so she could walk. I stepped forward with pleasure to support Shen Hongmei, and we walked together toward the parking spot. Even though Lai Feifei was wasted, she still followed along, babbling, fearful that Shen Hongmei might fall over. She, Shen Hongmei, and He Yanrong were truly close sisters who had been friends for years. Bond between them was incredibly deep. Hongmei, I'm so jealous that you get to be so close to everyone. You should stop watching those random things online. Lai Feifei pouted and continued her non-stop chatter after reaching the Audi A6. Shen Hongmei handed the keys to Li Jian. Xiao Yan, you drive. Let's take your Auntie Lai home first. I don't know how to drive. Li Jian felt a bit embarrassed last time when Lai Feifei told me to drive her Maybach. I also didn't have a license and regretfully missed the chance to drive that luxury car. A young man should really go and get a driver's license. Otherwise, it'll be very inconvenient later on. The country's automobile economy is developing fast. Almost every household has a car now. It's not good if you don't know how to drive. Li Jian saw that this was indeed a problem. Then I'll drive. Your Auntie Lai hasn't even taken her new car out on the road yet. Auntie Shen, can you drive? Maybe we should call a designated driver. Li Jian said a bit worriedly, it's fine. Driving with my right foot won't be affected. Let's get in the car. Taking the sneakers from the passenger seat. Shen Hongmei sat down and began to change her shoes. Looking at those long, stocking legs, I thought to myself, beautiful legs make everything look good. Her sitting in this sedan makes it look like a supercar. After changing into her sneakers, Shen Hongmei handed the Valentinos to me. Xiao Yan, help me throw these away. I recognized them at a glance. These were the shoes Shen Hongmei wore on that hotel bed that day. We can't throw these away. They have sentimental value. Auntie Shen, such good shoes can't be discarded. Let me take them home. I'll go online later and learn some gluing techniques. Maybe I can fix them to look like new. These heels are expensive. We shouldn't waste them. I said with total seriousness. Xiao Yanbao, I see you really do have a thing for beautiful feet. Be honest now. Are you planning to take Hongmei's heels? To do something strange with them? Shen Hongmei didn't pay any attention to Lai Feifei. Once this wine jar gets drunk, flirtatious nonsense just keeps pouring out, without stopping for even a second. Xiao Yan wouldn't do anything dirty like that. Shen Hongmei didn't think much of it. I took the Valentinos. On those Valentino shoes, Shen Hongmei's faint warmth still lingered. Afterwards, the two of them took a wasted Lai Feifei home. At first, regarding taking Auntie Lai to her room, I was still a bit clumsy, but now it had become very familiar. Lai Feifei was feeling very sleepy now. Her bedtime was always quite early, but she kept talking non-stop. Xiao Yanbao, are we home? Come here to me quickly. I will. Hongmei, get out. Don't bother my Xiao Yanbao. Xiao Yanbao, don't leave. I'll give you some milk, she said. And then Lai Feifei fell deep into a dream. On the way, Li Jian asked Auntie Shen, do you think we're destined to be together? Shen Hongmei couldn't deny it. The fact that she and Li Jian kept bumping into each other was truly miraculous. We have the destiny of a mother and son. As for everything else, let's leave it to fate. I won't break the promises I made to you. If, saying this, normally very rational Shen Hongmei faltered slightly. If there's actually a possibility of us being together later on, would you think about? What I want most is still to be your foster mother. I know that Shen Hongmei's rationality has always been there, but I'm in no rush at all. After all, I hold the intelligence of the future. In the future, for Auntie Shen, there will surely be countless fated encounters. Returning to the base of my building, Shen Hongmei and I shared a hug and said our goodbyes. I feel a growing closeness with Auntie Shen. She is truly a woman of refinement. I really must sign up for those driving lessons. After returning home, I carried those Valentino shoes through the door. Just as I entered, I ran right into Zhao Shumin, who was just coming out of the bathroom. We came face to face instantly. Zhao Shumin stared intently at the high heels in my hand, and she couldn't help but recall the time she accidentally saw inside my room. A few pairs of stockings and a pink t-shirt. Her gaze became incredibly strange. "You've misunderstood," I explained instinctively. I still care deeply about my image. Even if this woman is a shrew, and her whole family has a grudge against me, I still don't want to be misunderstood like this by Zhao Shumin. Those thoughts were already rooted in her mind. "I knew you were a pervert." Pervert. Those stockings and the t-shirt in your room. You must have stolen them off some woman, haven't you? You filthy wolf. I really want to take a rolling pin and beat you to death. Seeing Zhao Shumin's ferocious expression, I couldn't help but feel a shiver. These are just broken heels. I brought them back to glue and fixed them up. Zhao Shumin immediately shrieked, "Don't you dare speak those filthy lies to me, you shameless brat." I didn't want to explain any further to this woman. She already sees me as a pervert anyway, so anything I say would be in vain. Pulling out the key, opening the door, stepping inside, it all happened in an instant. Once the door was shut, the world immediately fell silent. That damn shrew of a woman. After pulling out the drawer, I looked at Auntie Shen's pink t-shirt, and the stockings too. I took out some tissues. After wiping down the Valentino heels, I placed them in there as well. Then I continued my French lessons online. At the same time, I also checked online for the prices of nearby driving schools and the registration process. I plan to go sign up for driving school tomorrow, after returning to her own room. Zhao Shumin was still thinking about what just happened. That damn pervert. Could he be stealing Liu Yan's clothes? Living with a pervert like this, I must tell my future daughter-in-law that she needs to be more careful. Can't let him steal her clothes or anything else. But that damn wolf is truly a monster. Thinking about certain things, Zhao Shumin felt her face flush deep red. Her heart pounded as she stepped into her room. I have received the Disarm of Bare Hands attribute. With this attribute skill, I feel a surge of security in my heart. Now I'm truly not afraid of anything anymore. By 11 o'clock, I was still immersed in studying foreign languages. I don't know what to do. Suddenly thought of the company's foreign female CEO. My English, especially the American accent. How could my memory be this bad? I want to learn foreign languages too. At this moment, the system announced a new mission. A new mission has been issued. The conflict between Zhao Shumin and Liu Yan is about to explode. Shang Shunsheng wants to hit Zhao Shumin. Help Zhao Shumin avoid domestic violence. Mission reward, Eternal Youth attribute. Eternal Youth. Those who have a close relationship with you will be able to maintain their current state. My fists clenched tight. Even if I'm enemies with that shrew, the idea of beating one's own biological mother, I truly cannot stand it. I let go of the computer mouse, hearing the sounds of an argument drifting in from outside. After walking out, I saw Zhao Shumin arguing heatedly with Liu Yan. I cook for you all day, yet every day you do nothing but nitpick and find fault. This isn't good. That's not to my taste. Why don't you just do it yourself? Liu Yan clung to Shang Shunsheng's arm. Darling, look at her. She's bullying me. Shang Shunsheng was naturally a man, whose head was filled with nothing but shamelessness. Seeing his girlfriend acting spoiled, he immediately took Liu Yan's side. Apologize to my wife right now. I am your mother. In Zhao Shumin's heart, she felt utterly disappointed in this son of hers. This wasn't the first or second time he had shouted at her. Apologize now, or else I'll beat this damn woman to death. Shang Shunsheng stepped in front of Zhao Shumin and raised his arm to strike. Apologize. Quickly. He cursed as he prepared to physically assault Zhao Shumin. Liu Yan chimed in from the side. Just apologize. Otherwise, Shunsheng will beat your face until it's swollen. The neighbors outside were all standing there watching the spectacle. Not a single person stepped forward to intervene. In this day and age, no one wants to meddle in others' business. Zhao Shumin looked at her son with his hand raised high to slap her. Her heart was filled with ultimate sorrow. Witnessing this scene, the anger in my heart could no longer be suppressed. I remembered my own strict parents and the sacrifices they made for me. It's just like Zhao Shumin, working herself to the bone, hoping to provide Shang Shunsheng with a home in Shanghai. Even if she is a shrew, she is undoubtedly a good mother. If I don't intervene, I truly feel that my conscience would never be at peace. Put your hand down, you animal. I strode up to Shang Shunsheng and glared directly at him. This sight was unbelievable to Zhao Shumin, that Li Jian would actually help an enemy like her. The colleagues around me were all staring at me. This Liu Yichen is the biological son of the branch CEO Catherine. This was something everyone knew clearly. If he told someone to do something, who would dare refuse? Liu Jingxing already had a long-standing grudge against me from before. At this moment, seeing me sitting there as still as a statue, he spoke up with a mocking, sarcastic tone. The president giving you work is giving you an opportunity. He wants to train you so he can promote you later. Why are you just sitting there like that? I have Lai Fei backing me. Yesterday, Auntie Lai specifically told me not to let myself be mistreated at the company. How could I possibly endure this? At the company. Isn't there a janitor specifically for this? Where is that man? Liu Jingxing felt he had caught me in a trap. This Li Jian. How could you be worthy of standing in the same ranks as me, being colleagues in a listed corporation like this? I must definitely get rid of him. Only then, at the next class reunion, will I be the most successful one. Li Jian, you won't even admit it when I say your EQ is low. You were already stupid back in school. The president gives you a chance for a promotion and a raise, yet you don't even know how to take it, and you don't show the president any respect at all. Your emotional intelligence is truly pathetically low. Toward this kind of lowly person who thinks he's funny, I am already far too accustomed. I don't need that promotion opportunity. If you like it so much, you go get promoted. Liu Yuchen's handsome face darkened. He had been a wealthy young master since childhood, and he was mixed race. He was class monitor from elementary through high school. In college, he was the student union president. He was always the center of attention at school. Upon graduation, he immediately had 2 million yuan to start a business. Even if he failed, it wouldn't affect his life at all. Up until now, Liu Yuchen had always been arrogant, thinking he was the best. After hearing Liu Jingxing, whom he was on good terms with, talk about wanting to punish Li Jian. He decided then and there to train Li Jian every day, to exhaust him and then fire him. But he didn't expect the man to dare talk back to him. This caused him to slam his hand down on my desk with a loud bang. I told you to change the water, do you hear me? Wang Ya quickly ran over and said with a placating smile, Liu Yuchen, don't be so hard on Xiao Yan. He just graduated after all. Xiao Yan, let me go carry the water with you. Sister, go back to your seat. I'm not carrying it. Whoever wants to carry it can do it themselves. Who you think you are? Are you my boss? How dare you give me orders? Move. I slammed the table back just as hard. When I'm angry, I look quite terrifying too. Liu Yuchen instinctively backed away to let me through. After I left, he furiously kicked my desk, flipping it over. Wang Ya silently helped me tidy up my things. She felt that Li Jian was probably about to lose his job. Catherine holds the ultimate power in this company. By offending her son, how could Li Jian possibly survive here? Thinking this, she sighed quietly to herself. Young people are still so impulsive when they work. Liu Jingxing wore his smug, triumphant smile. This brat is definitely going to be unemployed this time. Last time, Su Qianqian asked him to pay and he didn't show up. He even dared to insult me on top of that. I remember that grudge perfectly. A penniless nobody from a small county like him should just go back to the village and farm. After going to redeem my scratch-off tickets, my mood finally improved a little. Liu Yichen, you complete bastard. Thinking of his arrogant attitude, treating others like trash, I couldn't help but curse him in my head. But I have to admit, that guy is really handsome. He looks just like a male model. I recall, back when we were in school, he changed girlfriends like clothes, always in and out of hotels. Even though everyone knew he was no good, countless girls still threw themselves at him. It seems in this era, girls have all changed. They only want to find handsome guys to sleep with. As for anything else, they don't care at all. If a man with average looks is kind-hearted, hardworking, talented, or has other good virtues, it's all useless. He might as well become a monk. At the same time, I deeply felt the importance of family background. Without Auntie Lai protecting me, no matter how mistreated I was, I could do nothing. The son of the big boss, low-level employee like me, wouldn't dare offend those who hold my livelihood in their hands. Even if Liu Yichen ordered someone to kneel, they have to do it. At noon, I ordered a serving of braised chicken. Just as I drizzled a spoonful of sauce and was about to take a bite, I got a call from Lai Fei. Little Yanbao, come over here quickly. Something has happened at my house. My heart sank. I could hear in Lai Fei's voice that she had clearly been drinking. But her tone was incredibly serious. She must have encountered something truly terrifying. The next second, Lai Fei suddenly burst into sobs. Auntie Lai, please don't cry. I'm coming right now. I felt a pang of heartache. In this city, I am like an orphan with no one to care for me. Lai Fei and Shen Hongmei are the only ones who truly give me warmth, especially when Lai Fei stepped up to help me kick out Shang Shunsheng. Though I didn't say it aloud, deep down in my heart, I was so moved that I wanted to embrace her black stockings and love her with everything I have. When the DD car stopped in front of the villa, I hurriedly pressed the doorbell. The door opened quickly. I ran desperately into the living room. Auntie Lai, what's wrong? Seeing Lai Fei with her eyes swollen from crying, my heart sank completely into an abyss. Only last night she was sending me photos to tease me, and now she's crying like this. Just what on earth happened? Lai Fei with a haggard face, the moment she saw me arrive, reached out as if finding an anchor and threw her arms around me. Auntie Lai held me tightly, but right now I had no mind to feel anything. I only felt a stinging pain in my heart and immense discomfort. Sob, Li Yan am dying. With that, Lai Fei lifted Li Jian's face and pressed a kiss onto it. I was completely stunned. In the next second, Lai Fei, through tears and whimpers, said, "Little Yan Bao, before I die, I want to teach you a little bit about how to kiss, so that later on, girls won't look down on you." I could feel Lai Fei's tears. They tasted salty. And then Auntie Lai's soft pink tongue began to entwine with mine. I felt as if I were in a dream. I knew very well. Lai Fei really loved to tease me, but until now, and it always stayed just as a joke. That was all. She had never taken any real action like this before. And yet, unexpectedly, Auntie Lai was actually kissing me. That agile sensation. It made me feel like I was lost in a dreamland. Right now, I was kissing a beautiful woman. This sexy, enchanting Shanghainese auntie. This really isn't a dream, is it? But I didn't have the state of mind to enjoy Lai Fei's kiss. 1,000 questions flashed through my mind. In the end, what happened to Auntie Lai? A short while later, gently pushed Lai Fei away, keeping some distance from her. Auntie Lai, what on earth is wrong? Looking at Lai Fei's tears, I softly wiped them away for her. I could sense that something was horribly wrong. For Lai Fei to be in this state, something major must have happened. Otherwise, she would absolutely never behave like this. She even took the initiative to kiss me. This was truly unbelievable. Li Yan, did you learn anything from that kiss just now? Lai Fei didn't answer my question. She just muttered to herself, not yet. I have to teach you very thoroughly. Using your tongue like this is what makes girls happier. Saying that, Lai Fei pressed her lips to mine once more. She was incredibly passionate. Auntie Lai, what's wrong with you? I stammered. But I quickly found myself unable to utter another word. Auntie Lai's kiss was truly too effortless, making one sink into it and feel intoxicated. It was quite a long time before we pulled apart. Lai Fei gently wiped the trace of saliva from me. Her exquisite face was still marked with a look of daze. Auntie Lai, can you tell me this time? Just what happened? I'm very scared right now. Even though I am a man, compared to Lai Fei, I am still just a child. And just a junior to her. With Lai Fei acting like this, how could Li Jian not be worried? Li Yan. Having seemingly calmed down a bit, Lai Fei picked up her wine glass. She downed another glass before speaking. I have a terminal illness. Those words were like a thunderbolt in my ears. It was impossible for me to believe. The term terminal illness has always been the thing that makes me feel incredibly frightened. Once you have a terminal illness, there's nothing left but to wait for death. If you don't treat it, you die quickly. If you do, you'll die slowly and painfully. Just hearing about it is suffocating and hopeless. Auntie Lai, how did this happen? What terminal illness? Lai Fei whispered, stomach or intestinal cancer. Actually, several years ago, a doctor friend already warned me. Her uncle, because of excessive drinking, developed stomach and intestinal cancer. Not long after he was diagnosed, he passed away. Based on that, my days are probably numbered as well. After saying that, Lai Fei hugged me again and sobbed loudly. Even though she was tipsy, she had no heart left to kiss Li Jian anymore. Holding Lai Fei in my arms, my own tears began to fall. Someone I cherish was about to leave. It touched the deepest pain within me. Living in this city, I rarely felt any human warmth. Lai Fei is incredibly important to me. And yet, we haven't known each other long, and Auntie Lai is already about to pass. The two of us just held each other tightly. Lai Fei crying instructed me, little Yan Bao, that Maybach, I'm leaving it to you later. Later, when you have a girlfriend, drive that car to take her on dates. It'll be very impressive. Sob. Later, when you kiss someone else, remember to use the way I taught you to kiss. Absolutely do not tell them you've never been in love. They'll look down on you. Just tell them I was your ex-girlfriend. Make sure to say that I was very young and very beautiful. You must describe me as absolutely gorgeous. Lai Fei spoke through choked sobs. She hugged me extremely tight. Every word she uttered was drenched in heart-wrenching tears. More than 10 long minutes passed. Finally, I spoke up and asked, Auntie Lai, Has this cancer been officially diagnosed by a doctor? My voice was very heavy. Not yet, but I looked it up online. Li Jian said, Auntie Lai, I think you're probably worrying too much. If you check symptoms online, everything turns into cancer. Let's just go to the hospital for an exam. Then we'll go from there. Lai Feifei answered in despair. I already called my doctor friend and asked. Today, there was nothing but blood when I went to the bathroom, and it hurt beyond what I can bear. It's definitely cancer. There's no other possibility, my dear. Lai Feifei's tears fell uncontrollably again. My heart was heavy. I knew what Lai Feifei said might be true. It might be hard for others to get this kind of cancer, but for an alcoholic like her, the possibility is very high. Long-term heavy drinkers are prone to liver cancer, stomach cancer, and intestinal cancer. Auntie Lai, let's go to the hospital for a checkup right away. I don't want to go. I want to stay home and enjoy what's left of the final period of my life. I don't want to go anywhere. Auntie Lai, please go, okay? Then wait for me a moment. Let me put on some makeup first. Li Jian, I realize that Lai Feifei is truly the kind of woman who even in death must die in her most beautiful form. At this moment, I didn't even have the heart to reminisce about feeling of kissing Auntie Lai. Half an hour later, Lai Feifei dressed in black stockings and high heels. With light makeup, she walked downstairs. But the tears in her eyes still couldn't be held back. I felt that Lai Feifei was so lovely, yet at the same time I felt immense pain in my heart. Could it be that Auntie Lai is truly about to leave this world? Auntie Lai, let's catch a taxi. Wait a second. Lai Feifei poured herself another glass of red wine. I quickly stopped her. Auntie Lai, you're already in this state. Don't drink anymore. Don't stop me. I don't have many days left to live anyway. Just let me drink to my heart's content. Remember clearly the way I taught you to kiss. Don't let me down in the future. I thought to myself, she's right. If it truly is that terrible illness, then she should just be happy for as long as she can. I also understood why Lai Feifei kissed me today. After finishing the wine, she followed me out the door. The two of us went to the hospital. A woman in a white lab coat, whose name tag said chief physician, looking about 50 years old, walked out. Xiao Lai, who is this? Oh, he's my nephew. Lai Feifei answered casually. Yes. Handsome boy, you just sit here and wait for Auntie, okay? Let me take her to get the examination done first. Dr. Shen took Lai Feifei's hand and led her further into the hospital. I'm feeling more and more that having connections truly makes everything go so much more smoothly. But is Auntie Lai really suffering from cancer? I sat dazed on the bench. My heart was incredibly heavy. Auntie Lai, you absolutely must not let anything happen to you. I kept praying silently in my heart, hoping that Lai Feifei would pull through. When you found the blood, did your stomach hurt a lot? Lai Feifei said through her tears, yes. My stomach was hurting in sharp waves. It felt like being cut by a knife. More, there was so much blood. The whole toilet bowl was completely red. It didn't seem like just internal heat at all. Shen Hui's heart was incredibly heavy. She didn't say anything more and took her to be examined. The silence from Chief Shen made Lai Feifei's mood even more burdened. She knew. Basically, I'm about to be diagnosed with intestinal cancer. More than half an hour later, Lai Feifei walked out and I saw her sorrowful face, with her eyes still filled with tears. I stepped forward and asked anxiously, Auntie Lai, what are the results? Shen Hui also came up from behind. Young man, please stay by your auntie's side. Don't let her overthink things. Come back later to get the results. Seeing Director Shen's serious expression, I also felt that something was very wrong. I fear Auntie Lai's situation this time is truly grave. I understand. Director Shen held Lai Feifei's hand. After stepping out of the hospital, I felt like Lai Feifei's spirit at this moment seemed to have completely vanished. Her eyes were filled with despair. I knew this was normal. This cancer thing is truly hopeless. Auntie Lai, should we find somewhere to sit for a while? Yeah. Take me to rent an hourly room. Waves of summer heat hit us, but in Lai Feifei's heart, she only felt an immense coldness. Could my life really end like this? Right? Buy me another bottle of red wine. Remember to buy a bottle opener too. You should buy a bottle to drink with me. This time, I didn't refuse Lai Feifei. Judging by Director Shen's grave expression, it was basically cancer. Everything Lai Feifei was saying now was essentially like her last words, so I thought whatever she said, I should just do it. After returning with 2 bottles of wine, I took Lai Feifei to a nearby hotel to rent an hourly room. The first thing I did was turn on the air conditioner. Lai Feifei sat on the sofa and sluggishly kicked off her high heels. She opened the wine and started drinking. Li Jian, I really didn't expect this. I'm not even old yet, and I'm about to be tortured to death by cancer. As she spoke, she felt her stomach starting to ache slightly. Auntie Lai, don't be too pessimistic or desperate. We don't even have the final diagnosis yet. Besides, even if it is real, science and technology are so advanced now. Can't cancer be treated? I remember reading online about some targeted drugs. I knew a little bit about it, but those only seem to work in the early stages. With Auntie Lay's symptoms, I fear it's too late. Stop comforting me. My stomach hurts so much. Come rub my stomach for me. Lai Feifi was already like this, so I couldn't refuse her request. After I placed my hand on Lai Feifi's stomach, Lai Feifi said, "Put your hand inside my t-shirt and rub." She lifted her shirt as she spoke, pulled my hand, and placed it directly on her stomach. Even though she had drunk quite a bit of wine, Auntie Lay's waist was still very slim and flat. That warm and smooth sensation caused me to have an immediate instinctive reaction. My hands began to give Lai Feifi a proper massage. Time passed very quickly. I felt my arm getting a bit tired. Auntie Lai, do you feel any better? I realize that people with good figures always have flat stomachs, but Zhao Shumen's case is quite miraculous. Much better, Li Jian. Your hands are so warm. For the remaining time I have left, can you come and massage me often? Lai Feifei's tone was incredibly pitiful, tears falling as she spoke. My own tears also fell uncontrollably. Auntie, rest assured, I will massage your stomach every day from now on. Lai Feifei kept wiping her tears and took another large gulp of wine. Auntie Lai, maybe you should drink less? Li Jian, don't stop me. I'm dying soon. Let me drink to my heart's content. She gently pinched my cheek. Alcohol was gradually seeping into her blood, and Lai Feifei's face grew even redder. Li Jian, did you used to massage Shen Hongmei's feet often? Not exactly often. Auntie Shen and I haven't known each other long. As I massaged the lower abdomen of Lai Feifei, her body temperature rose slightly. I feel like you really enjoyed massaging her feet. Li Jian, do you like Auntie Shen more or me more? I like Auntie Lai more, of course. While holding Lai Feifei's stomach, I spoke seriously. But in my heart, I couldn't actually choose an answer to this question. Tell people what they want to hear. I understood this logic well. Besides, Lai Feifei was about to pass away. I should coax her so she can be happy. During these final days, as long as she's happy, it's enough. Lai Feifei's tears kept falling. Li Jian, my feet are so cold too. Please help me warm them up. I want you to warm my feet just like you did for Shen Hongmei. I realize that women's jealousy is truly something they can't let go of even until death. Before, when Auntie Lai was close to me, Auntie Shen was clearly unhappy. Even if she didn't want to be with me, it was still the same. I lifted Lai Feifei's long legs in black stockings. I gently placed them on my stomach to warm them for Auntie Lai. Perhaps due to the illness, I felt Lai Feifei's feet were indeed extremely cold. Lai Feifei's toes kept wiggling against my stomach. Lai Feifei whispered, "Li Jian, could you kiss my feet?" You probably never experienced that feeling before, right? Her eyes were blurred with tears. This request from Lai Feifei was truly excessive, but I didn't know how to agree for a moment. This is really too embarrassing, Auntie Lai. Lai Feifei pulled back her long, stockinged legs. Then she hugged me tightly, pushed me down onto the sofa, placed a kiss on my lips. Let me check if you've learned how to kiss yet. I didn't expect my experiences to always be so passive. While continuously kissing Lai Feifei, the hormones in my body were surging. After we separated, I looked at Lai Feifei's flushed face and whispered, "Auntie Lai. Li Jian, baby. Can you kiss my foot once? I'm dying soon. Can't you fulfill this wish of mine?" As she spoke, Lai Feifei's tears fell onto my face. I swear that I am absolutely not someone with a foot fetish. Regarding this kind of behavior, I actually felt quite a bit of rejection in my heart, but Auntie Lai had cancer. Amidst that sorrow, I felt I should sacrifice a little. Li Jian, please, can I just keep these black stockings on? I lowered my head and gently kissed Lai Feifei's stocking feet. Meanwhile, Lai Feifei at this moment seemed to have reached the limit of her exhaustion and fell into a deep sleep. Holding Lai Feifei's feet in my hands, I also felt a sharp pain in my heart. Could Lai Feifei really have such a terminal illness? Past 4 p.m. The sound of the phone ringing woke Auntie Lai. She was still a bit dazed. Lai Feifei picked up the phone. Shen Hui on the other end said, "Come to my office." "Director Shen, is my illness very serious?" "Very serious." The voice on the other side was extremely solemn. which made Lai Feifi's whole body go limp. Luckily, she was lying on the sofa at the time. Otherwise, she would have certainly collapsed on the spot. "I'll be right over." After hanging up, Lai Feifi's tears couldn't help but pour out again. "After I'm gone, that Maybach will be yours." As she spoke, she pulled me outside. "Don't talk nonsense. You are a lucky koi, and besides, illnesses can be cured now. You will definitely be fine." All along the way, Lai Feifi's tears never stopped falling, crying until her eyes were red. After arriving at Shen Hu's office, I asked anxiously, "Director Shen, is my auntie's illness really that serious? Is it curable? Science is so advanced now, it can definitely be cured, right?" Shen Hu tapped on the desk and said, "There is indeed an illness. Lai Feifi, I think I should book you a spot in the psychiatric department. It's over, even my mind has issues now." Lai Feifi slumped onto the chair and cried even more intensely. She felt truly and utterly hopeless in her heart. Regarding her mental state, what exactly is wrong with Auntie Lai? I noticed something was off. "Young man, she has no illness at all. Heart, liver, spleen, lungs, kidneys, all indicators are perfectly normal. There are no tumors or shadows either. No illness whatsoever. But wasn't it said the toilet was full of blood? She just ate too much red dragon fruit." Standing behind me, Lai Feifi stopped crying immediately. Her face turned visibly red. Even when she kissed me, her face hadn't been this red. But didn't Auntie Lai say her stomach hurt like a knife was cutting it? Lai Feifi suddenly stood up, covered her face and said, "I have some business at home. Director Shen, Li Jian, am leaving first." Lai Feifi fled in embarrassment. She felt she had lost so much face this time that there was nowhere left to hide. When I walked out of the hospital, it still felt like a dream to me. Today, Auntie Lai just taught me how to kiss like that. And all of this was only because Auntie Lai ate too much dragon fruit. Truly, this alcoholic auntie. At this moment, in my heart, I had an indescribable feeling of excitement. Auntie Lai is truly adorable. However, the feeling of holding Auntie Lai's feet in my hands was truly wonderful. And the experiences Lai Fei passed on also left me with an unforgettable aftertaste. Auntie Lai and Auntie Shen's ways were a bit different, but overall they were quite similar. They all made me feel incredibly enthralled. The most important thing is for the three of us to live well together. The following days passed quite peacefully. Lai Fei during these few days hasn't sent me any WeChat messages at all. I could also sense her awkwardness. Originally, she only saw me as a child tease, but after that dragon fruit incident, she had truly done many things that crossed the line, even letting me touch her feet in black stockings. It's just extremely awkward. It's actually good to let things settle for a while, as time will fade all the embarrassment. And during these days, Zhao Shimin also always prepared breakfast for me. As time passed, the relationship between the two unintentionally became much closer. In the afternoon, after I swiped my card to leave work, I took a moment to stop by the restroom. Passing by the corner, I suddenly heard Liu Jingxing and Liu Yichen's voices. "Mom, that Li Jian guy doesn't respect me at all. I told him to change the water bottle, but he refused. You must teach him a lesson for me." Western horse Catherine wearing high heels, on that noble Euro-American face, a flicker of anger passed. "That's right, General Manager. This Li Jian is definitely not a good person. You must discipline him very strictly. Tomorrow, I will put him in charge of cleaning the sales department and changing the water too." Hearing the words of that mother-son duo and Liu Jingxing, I clenched my fists and took a detour to leave. Anyway, I will never do such things. As for this Catherine, she's truly a foreign woman who can't tell right from wrong. In the evening, when I got home, my mood gradually calmed down. I might say yes, but I will certainly not endure such humiliation. After all, I still have Auntie Lai backing me up, so there's no reason for me to be too afraid. Arriving home, as I was about to order takeout, I saw Zhao Shumin cooking. Every movement of Auntie Zhao tossing the pan while cooking made her body sway slightly. That appearance made it impossible for me to look away. "Li Jian, you're back? Come have dinner with me. You got off work early today." After living together for a few days, our relationship has progressed a lot. In Zhao Shumin's heart, she also truly liked Li Jian. Compared to her own son, this boy is truly kind and polite. But there is one thing. His psychological and physical health in that area seems a bit unhealthy. Thinking of this, Zhao Shumin felt a massive headache. How can I correct the psychological state of this deviated boy? Secretly taking other people's things is truly a bad habit. Yes, I'm feeling a bit hungry too. After I finished washing up in the bathroom, I suddenly saw a man, covered in tattoos with a very aggressive expression, standing at the door. This gave me a real shock. I have to admit, this guy looked just like a gangster. but I didn't feel any fear in my heart. Zhao Shumen also got scared out of her wits as she came out. She immediately grabbed a rolling pin and ran straight in front of me to protect me. Although I'm a man, in Zhao Shumen's eyes, I was still just a child. This is the downside of only hanging out with aunties, always being treated like a kid. This muscular guy didn't look like a good person at all. Zhao Shumen's whole body trembled. Who are you? Get out of here. I clearly sensed the tattooed guy's gaze fixed on Auntie Zhao's chest. But he quickly looked away. Big sister. Little brother, my name is Zhao Hai. Don't misunderstand. I'm the one who rented the master bedroom. Here's my contract. My girlfriend is arriving soon too. I'm not a bad person. He then took out his phone and showed the two of them the lease agreement. The misunderstanding was temporarily resolved. Entering my room, Zhao Shumen whispered, "This person looks way too scary." At this moment, Zhao Shumen was still in shock. Outside, a woman's voice soon echoed. Zhao Hei's girlfriend must have arrived. During the meal, Zhao Shumen decided to talk to me about my theft incident. Li Jian, lately have you still been stealing other people's clothes? And high heels and stockings and stuff? I looked embarrassed. Auntie Zhao, I swear to you, I really didn't take anyone's things. Still trying to lie to me. I won't look down on you because I know you're a good boy. I truly want what's best for you. You should find a girlfriend instead of daydreaming all day. While Zhao Shumen was talking, the room next door suddenly erupted with the sounds of Zhao Hai's girlfriend. For the first time, I realized how terrible the soundproofing in this old apartment complex is. Zhao Shumen's face immediately flushed with embarrassment. I really didn't expect that Zhao Hai guy and his girlfriend to be so urgent that they couldn't wait, even though they just moved in. Li Jian. Zhao Shumen felt her face burning hot. I'm going to wash the dishes now. Having said that, she carried the dishes away. Zhao Shumen hurriedly walked out of my room. Hearing the sounds from the next room, I couldn't help but remember that night with Auntie Shen. Whatever, back to studying. I went back online to improve my knowledge, to better myself. Meanwhile, Zhao Shumen was washing dishes in the kitchen. Her mind was far from at peace at the moment. Inside her head, images of what just happened kept flashing. She truly didn't expect that newcomer Zhao Hai to be so shameless. Others were sitting there eating together, and then something like that happens out of the blue. For Zhao Shumen, it was truly caught off guard. Originally, she intended to lecture Li Jian, so he would stop doing those shady things. Thinking of this, Auntie Zhao only felt more embarrassed. What should I do so Li Jian will give up those deviant behaviors? Zhao Shumen, as the elder of the house, began racking her brain for a solution. After returning to her room, she suddenly recalled her previous encounters with Li Jian and that boy's frighteningly strong physique. The loneliness in her heart at this moment seemed for a split second to be completely stirred and surged intensely.